Welcome back to Beyond the Screen. I almost forgot what the show was called for a second. I literally had to look at what it was in the corner. Oh, it's already starting off like that. I am your host, one of your hosts. I don't know. I'm just someone, Sara. With me, as always, we have Shawn on this side.
You're the ringleader. You're the front
I am.
You're the one we throw under the bus when this all goes wrong.
All right.
It was
I'll
all
take
Sarah's
it.
idea. I didn't do anything, officer.
Gee, thanks. Beneath him, we have Mike. I'm trying to get my angles right. It's not working.
You're not gonna.
And mind you, audio listeners, there's a video you can watch. That's why she's talking like that. So
you should watch the video version because I'm sure it's hilarious.
It does fun. No. Yeah, I'm here.
I usually have props.
He does. And we have the man, the myth, the legend, the one that can fire us all, the one that Shawn will throw me under the bus for, Josh. Welcome,
what up?
Josh.
How's it going?
He said yeah. It's going great. No messing up tonight.
I'm excited to see some of Shawn's props. If there are no props, I will be very disappointed, and there may be a firing.
Shawn, go get more props.
I just want to say, Josh, I think that the people that listen to Into the Grid like you more than they like Mike and I.
Yes.
Wow.
Sexy panda donuts for the win.
Where's my backpack?
Just saying.
Can I get a second prop? I'm going to grab a second prop. I'll be right back.
Oh, Lord, he's going to leave and come back. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
This is great podcasting right here.
You could have done this before we started.
Oh, is that far?
I only had one prop. I needed a second one, dude.
I don't have any props.
All right. I have a prop for later.
I have my pumpkin again. It is officially spooky fall season.
It is fall. It is yes.
It's not October, though.
No, but it's fall.
Well, it is by the time
yet.
this comes out, probably.
I was going to make another joke, but anyway, should we jump into it? If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. It's going to be a crazy ride. I don't know.
Welcome to the shit show.
Welcome to the shit show. The family, whatever, family.
I think Wade has that trademarked. I don't think you can.
You know what?
The shit show.
He can take me to court. It's cool.
He can take you to court. Okay.
Wow.
Well, let's jump into our movie exchange. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Correct.
And,
Mike, why don't you explain what that is?
Yeah, so every episode we exchange movies that we have not seen before. We watch them, come back here, and discuss them. So I did the Disney live-action movies for this one, and I gave Sara the 90s classic, 101 Dalmatians, with Glenn Close as Cruella. What did you think of it?
Okay, I watched it last night for the first time, obviously. Let me start off by saying I was wine drunk when watching this movie.
Fair enough. My favorite part was what you were messaging to all of us was my best.
Probably why I was reacting the way I was, but to be honest, I would be crying regardless because I watched half the movie last night. I sent a message in the group chat saying that I hated Mike for making me watch this movie because the dogs were so cute that I was crying literally the entire movie. I was also very drunk, but that changes nothing. And then this morning I finished the movie and I was sober and I literally was still crying. I was sobered up. I was watching the part with when you actually see all the puppies. Like when I was crying, it wasn't the puppy part; it was just some random dog. I lost my mind. And then I got to the 100 puppies, and I lost my shit. And especially the little one, Lucky, when he gets left behind, I was like, nope, can't do this. My husband's like, what are you watching? I was like, I don't want to talk about it. But besides that, I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. It's really cute. And Glenn Close is really fun and absolutely terrifying and over the top. And I love it. I did not know Jeff Daniels was going to be in it. That was a fun surprise. It was more of a like remake than I thought it was going to be for some reason. Like I thought it was going to be like a looser interpretation, but it's literally the movie. I did not like that he was a video game developer now instead of a song writer.
I know.
What, you didn't like how they chose to modernize it?
But did they? Like, I feel like that was the only thing they modernized because she still smoked like the long cigarette and they still dressed like 1920s England. True. It was really weird. I was like, that's okay. The dogs were cute, of course. Of course, they were so cute. We have Horace and Jasper. We have Mr. House himself, which is great. Hugh Laurie was great. And then I do not know the actor's name, but Mr. Weasley, of course. Yep. They were probably my favorite parts. And I thought it was really cute. And yeah, terrifying. She went for it. And I'm surprised that they let her talk about killing puppies as much as they did. I was like, oh my God.
That's what the movie's about.
Yeah.
I know, but she was like, I'm going to wear your dog as a coat. Ha ha ha. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
that's what it's about.
I know.
Also the magic of John Hughes with writing and co-producing this film.
But yeah, very true. So it was good. Thumbs up for me. I don't know if I'd show children it, but yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Maybe like 10. Maybe 10 and older. I think it's a little upsetting for little kids.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Fair enough.
This is bullshit.
That's
Sarah got to enjoy herself. She's like, it was a good movie. I liked mine.
I was really surprised. I thought I was not going to like it, and I really came out enjoying it. So thank you, Mike. I feel like my next movie, now I'm going to get targeted to get a movie that I am not going to enjoy.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? Shawn, I gave you Cinderella, the live-action Cinderella.
Okay, so it's not bad. Okay? Well, actually, it's kind of bad. It's not terrible. How is this people like this was the best of the live-action Disney remakes? What? I thought Beauty and the Beast was much better than this.
Really?
Ooh, hot take.
I like Beauty and the Beast.
That's a definite hot take there.
This movie starts with 30 minutes of fucking Cinderella backstory being narrated by fairy god. I don't want that. Not only did I not need it, I didn't even want it. I was so bored for the first 30 minutes of this movie. Because everybody knows the story of Cinderella. And it's not even a complicated story, right? It's just, you jump into it. Mom and dad were nice. Mom died. Dad remarried. He buried a bitch. Now he's dead. She's a bitch to him, and there's 2 stepsisters. There you go. The movie spent 30 minutes on what I just explained to you in 20 seconds. 30 minutes at the beginning of that movie on this backstory that I did not give a shit about. Then the movie started to pick up a little bit. I was hating it for the first 30 minutes. I really hated it.
That's literally how I was. I hated it.
I was so... Then it went on, and I started to get a little bit more into it. I didn't love her as Cinderella. Maybe I don't like Cinderella, like as a character, but I just thought she was really bland.
I don't really like her.
Maybe I just don't like... I like her in other things, because she was in Baby Driver, right?
Yeah, she's great in Baby Driver.
I love her in Baby... I like her. I like the actress. What's her name? Who played Cinderella?
Lily James?
Lily James.
Yeah. I really like her. I think I just don't like the character of Cinderella. Like, she feels like a bland, nothing character, and
she kind of is.
Yeah. I enjoyed the focus that they gave to Prince Charming, or what do they call him, Kit? In this, I think they call him Kit. Yeah. Richard Madden did a good job.
Richard Madden. That's what they call him.
I loved. You know who I loved? You know who stole the movie from me? Prince Charming's head soldier guy. I don't know who played him. Who played that? I don't know who played. I gotta look up Cinderella 2015. He was played by.
It's funny you say that Cinderella is bland. I really all of those Disney princesses from that era, they're all kind of bland. Really.
No, they are. You're right.
It's the villains that made the movies in those.
Yeah, it's
the evil stepmom.
Yep.
The fairy godmother.
I
Evil
thought,
Queen.
Yeah.
I
Would
thought
you-
that she was bland as Nonzo Anozi played. He was Zorro in
Literally
Game of
can't
Thrones.
Oh, okay.
He's like the head guard in the movie. That's always hanging around with
Yeah.
with Richard Madden's character, and I liked him. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I like Beauty and the Beast more. I feel like this movie added a ton of stuff at the very beginning that really made it feel like bloated at the beginning, whereas the stuff that Beauty and the Beast remake adds is much.
I feel like
I
Beauty
think
and
better
the Beast
weaved into
didn't
the
do enough to make it unique from the original.
The one thing that Beauty and the Beast did that I think I love is they gave the Beast a song. Evermore.
That was fine.
But
I
he has a
also
song
like
in the
more.
musical version, in the Broadway musical version. That's much better. So
it's not in the fucking animated movie. Okay? And Evermore is a great song.
Evermore. Is
So I was very happy with that. And
But one song doesn't give it life, in my opinion. You know.
No. But this movie has no life either. I'm not saying that like Beauty and the Beast is like a masterpiece of cinema. I'm saying it's better than this movie.
It's not. Okay. Oh, it's not as good as The Lion King, right, Mike?
It's not as good as The Lion King.
You shut up over there.
We will never let that go.
No.
I'll try to wrap this up so we can get to Mike. I did not like this movie. It wasn't terrible. Once it kept going, I liked Richard Madden. I guess they had chemistry, maybe. I enjoyed. The sound. The score. I thought the score was really good. I really enjoyed the score. Outside of that, I didn't really like a whole lot about this movie.
I have a really random question.
Okay.
What bothered me the most was the animation on the mice. Did that bother
all
you?
The CGI looked terrible.
Okay. It made me
CGI
very
looked
angry.
really bad.
I was like, these mice look
year did
awful.
That come out?
2015.
Wow.
And the CGI looks really bad.
It does
the mice
not look
don't
good.
talk.
No!
The fairy godmother showing
squeak.
up. No, fuck you. The fairy godmother shows up, played by Helena Bonham Carter. By the way, great in this movie. Best part of the movie, Helena Bonham Carter. Great in everything she does. But she shows up. She still turns a pumpkin. It's not like they're like, this is the realistic take on Cinderella, right? They still have turning a fucking pumpkin into a carriage. Do the lizards get turned into the coachman in the animated movie? I don't remember that, but there's a lizard coachman in this movie. And, like, the fucking mice get turned into the horses, whatever. But the mice don't talk? That's where you draw the line? You have fairy godmother show up and bippity-boppity-boo the shit out of everything. But you can't let the mice talk?
At least it didn't turn into James Corden. Like the other one.
Yeah, grateful you didn't get the other Cinderella.
You're right. I am thankful for that. I feel like I'm being too harsh on this movie because some parts of it
I feel exactly the same when I watched it. The only thing I really liked was Richard Madden and that they gave a backstory to the prince. Other than that, I was like,
his backstory's pretty good. I liked and the king is played by Derek Jacobi. Or Derek Jacobi or whatever, however you say his fucking last name. But he played the master when David Tennant was the doctor. So he's the king in Cinderella. Oh, no. He was the master at the beginning, Mike. Before it becomes Harold Saxon. He's the dude at the end of the world that's forgotten.
Gotcha. I was thinking for a second, like, wait a minute. No.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen him.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Mike, what I've been waiting for to hear what you think of this movie.
Aladdin, 2019. Wow.
Don't disappoint me.
Guy Ritchie, you fucked up. Why?
Okay, hold on a second. So this movie's bad, but
I actually like
good?
this movie. I'm just putting that out there. Let him
talk. Let him make his point.
Let me.
And then we'll yell at him.
Touche. I thought it was going to be a Guy Ritchie film, and it's not your typical Guy Ritchie film, to be honest. It's totally out of left field for Guy Ritchie, which I'm surprised about. The music is the only thing that I liked because when a whole new world comes on, I got goosebumps. Like I was watching the original, and I was like, "Ooh, I got goosebumps all of a sudden listening to the song and the music." the actor who plays Aladdin, it's not that good. It kind of reminds me of a Power Rangers actor acting.
Mina Masood for Ezra Bridger. Mina Masood for Ezra Bridger. Mina Masood for Ezra Bridger. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, I don't know what I just.
So, I didn't like Aladdin as much.
The girl that was Jack. Never mind. Sorry.
He just seems to be whiny, way too whiny as the character. To be honest, Naomi Sky is okay as Jasmine. I didn't mind her as much.
He was a Power Ranger.
He was.
A Power Ranger.
She was.
Also a member of a band called Lemonade Mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. She did not need that extra song. She did not need extra song in this film whatsoever. That I think it's Speechless. That song it comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, it just stops the movie, and it's like the guards are taking her away, and it's just like the song comes out of nowhere. It's like no, don't.
And they turn into sand. They just like
just disappear. Like
Prince of Persia up in here. Like it's wild.
Josh is about to cut a promo. I can see it in his eyes.
I have thoughts. I'm just saying.
Who plays Jafar? Like Jafar is so weak as a villain. I don't like what happened to the crew. Like the original Jafar was so much like oozed charisma.
The original Jafar was a pedophile. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's a fact.
And that's one thing I like about this one.
Where is Jasmine's red outfit?
Yes,
that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I would love to. That whole end
I know it's problematic now, but where is the red costume?
There was that whole ending. It's like I was expecting to see.
That's because that Jafar is a total pedophile.
Yes.
I was hoping to see like Jasmine in the hourglass, and I was hoping to see Jafar turn into a snake. That doesn't happen at all in this movie. No, God forsake. Instead, we got Iago turning into a giant bird chasing them on a magic carpet ride for no fucking reason.
Did that happen? I can't remember.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Iago, because Jafar turns into the supreme sorceress and turns Jafar into turns Iago into this big bird to chase after Jasmine and Aladdin on the magic carpet. I'm like, what the fuck is this all of a sudden? Like this action scene came out of nowhere. The parkour scenes with Aladdin and everyone else on the sets. The sets are beautiful. Okay. The production design is gorgeous. Like, there's so much effort. There's so much color. The color in this movie is amazing.
Gorgeous.
It's just, I don't like it as much. I appreciate the production and the music, but that's just about it.
What about the genie?
Will Smith. Okay.
The pause. This is where Josh is gonna.
All right,
tread carefully.
Will Smith's genie does a good job being a genie. His CGI, however, when he becomes the genie, is just a little awkward seeing his face just like floating around on a genie body, like ooh. It's like what the heck? But once he just turns into a human being, normal, it's fine. Like he tries to help Aladdin out as much as possible. Wilson is okay. The beginning, like they start off at the beginning and they bookend it with like they give Genie a side story with the handmaiden, just giving him a love story. I'm like, and two kids on a boat. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I kind of like that because like he got a happy ending. I dig it.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
It replaced him being the market guy in the animated.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I just thought it was a weird choice, to be honest, because I remember.
Which to me, the whole because like the original Aladdin is my favorite of that generation of animated
Mine too.
Mm-hmm. But it always kind of bothered me. It's like, why does he still have that ability to obviously transform? Because at the end, he does not look like that shopkeeper guy.
That's true.
Right.
So how is he that guy if he isn't the genie anymore? How does he still have the powers? That's the thing that always bothered me.
Okay.
Why would he have powers?
I thought he was still the genie. He just wasn't anyone's genie. Like he could still do magic. He just wasn't like.
I mean, I always took it as he was like
he was free.
Now. Yeah,
but he could still do magic. That's how I always took it.
Oh,
I never took
Aladdin. It that way. Fair enough.
It's not the movie's fault. It's just that Aladdin has been in like almost every Kingdom Hearts game, and I'm fucking sick of it. I don't ever want to see that stupid. I don't want to see his fucking.
Was it Boo in
ever
this movie?
Again.
The
monkey? Yeah, the monkey's in it. Yeah.
Oh.
The monkey's in it.
I want to say about Will Smith in this movie, they did not let him be Will Smith enough.
No.
You always hear the story about how the genie was a completely different character until Robin Williams came in and they pretty much threw out all of the genie's lines and let him do his own thing.
Yeah, he was
They
trying
should have
to
done that for Will Smith.
Will Smith, yeah, I could see that.
I think they were trying to rein him
Robin Williams.
in because they didn't want him to accidentally try to do a
Try
Robin
to be
Williams.
Robin Williams, yeah.
You know what I
I don't
mean?
think he would have because there
I
were
agree.
scenes in this.
He might
where
have
I
done
feel-
it without
yeah.
even thinking, because that's
guess
the
that's
genie.
true.
You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I.
They had to give him some kind of
attributed it to.
direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he could
There's
just
just-
run free.
There's some scenes in this movie where it's very much Will Smith, and I'm
Yeah.
like, those are the parts of the genie in this movie that I really dig.
Yeah.
It's when it's Will Smith trying to be Robin Williams that it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, there's certain
I think
moments
the
can tell.
best genie song is Prince Ali because it is different,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but still kind of the same. Because I love this movie. It's my favorite Disney movie.
Right.
Jasmine's my favorite princess.
The remake or the
but-
original?
The original. I hate the remake.
Yeah.
I hate the
Oh,
remake
okay.
so much. But the only thing I really like from the remake is this version of Prince Ali, and I think I did cry with A Whole New World because I agree. It got me.
It
But other than
got
that,
me.
I'm like,
It got me. I was like watching, like I said, the
Screw
goosebumps
this
just started to
movie.
form on my arm. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
I didn't need Jasmine to have her own woman empowerment song. That really
No,
bothered me
that-
because
that-
she was.
Yeah, but you know what? She
Is already
yes, in the original,
character.
she is strong, but there are so many instances where she's not in that
Yeah.
movie.
Right.
And in the remake,
That's a real
she is
woman.
made way stronger of a character, and that's
Yeah.
something I liked about it.
Yeah, I do like
It's like-
how they changed the story a bit. You know, to give
Yeah.
Jasmine more of a, she becomes a sultan. That was
Yeah.
actually kind of nice.
She's
actually.
a stronger character.
Mhm.
Jafar isn't after her in some weird pedophile way. Like those are the things I really liked about it, and those are intrinsically story changes. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
and
like
that was a
how
big part
not
of
menacing he is.
it.
That's not what I said.
Oh, funny.
For those of you listening, you should go watch the video.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, check out the video.
I'm just
on
not
American
gonna
Movie
talk
Blog YouTube
anymore.
channel.
I gotta use the banners for comedic effect to get people over on the video. That's a good
Right.
idea.
Absolutely.
I should really be doing
Good
that.
idea, Sean.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't like. Maybe I'll watch it again or so, but for now, I just did not like certain elements of it. I like certain things. If I give it on a rating scale from 5, at least, I would give it like a 3.5 out of 5, just right down the middle. It's not
Well,
horrible.
I'm pretty
It's not
sure a
bad.
2.5 would be down the middle. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
That's a little bit higher than a down the middle.
Mathematics.
We don't do that shit here, Josh.
Mr. Spreadsheets, shut up.
Yep, it's true. It's true.
So
essentially,
Josh,
we've got one yay and 2 nays for this.
I came out good. I came out on the good side.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Well, I decided to be nice for the next one. I'm gonna give Mike a good movie.
Oh, should we get
Speaking
into it? Yeah,
speaking
go
of,
ahead,
Josh.
Josh.
Josh
All
has a
right,
topic
so,
for us. What's the theme?
They invited me on, so I am going to pick next episode's movie topic, and I went with college-themed comedies. That's right, specifically comedies, specifically college-themed. So I'm interested to hear what you guys chose for one another.
Yeah,
Sarah, let's start with you.
Oh, no.
What did you choose?
Good.
Oh Lord. Okay, Shawn, I have 2 movies.
Please give me a good one. I'm begging you.
You can either watch Legally Blonde or Neighbors. If you haven't
All
seen
right.
it.
Mike and Josh, I need consulting. Where do I go?
No, I feel like knowing you, you'd probably enjoy Neighbors more.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love both of those movies, but
Okay. So either way, I
I
can't
think
go
Neighbors is
They're
where
both good
you probably like
movies.
it more.
wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with Neighbors. That's got Zack Efron
Okay.
in it, right?
Yeah.
I think you'll like this.
Seth Rogen. It's got Rose Byrne.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, Neighbors. All right.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
I like that.
Mike.
What's up,
Oh
John?
God.
I don't know. No, I'm giving you a good one.
Also
you've said you've seen bits and pieces of it, but I'm gonna make you watch it all the way through. Pitch Perfect.
All right.
Sure. Sure.
And you
Chris
have to
Hardwick is a good
acapella
one.
sing your entire
Yes.
review.
Yes, yes.
And
Just
I
like-
am happy now, living without you.
Yeah.
Wow,
I'll
Ben
make it like a
Platt,
rap.
how fitting.
All right,
Oh,
let's see
no.
what
So,
Sarah is
Sarah.
charged with.
Accepted from 2006 with Justin Long.
Yes.
Oh, I wanted to watch this.
It's on
Love
Netflix
that
right now,
movie.
so you.
I'm so
watch-
excited. Thanks,
Accepted.
guys.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna say this. Ask me about my wiener.
Ask me about my wiener.
For
Never
those
mind.
who know, they know.
Never
all
mind.
I knew what you thought. Oh man, that's good. All right, that is
That's a
the
good
movie
one.
exchange, folks.
Yeah, tune in next episode for all the good stuff there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well,
So, what's up next, people? Come
what's
on.
up next?
Sarah?
Oh, I guess
You're
I'm
in
supposed to be
charge,
leading
Sarah.
the show.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some things that we have watched or done or read or whatever in the past. How long? 2 weeks it's been. Shawn, I think me and you have something in common that we've been watching.
Oh yeah, that was one of the things. I'll keep my prop for later then. Yeah.
So, Shawn, you can go first with everything, and we'll talk about that.
I've been watching Only Murders in the Building. I will say, I think I'm 2 episodes behind.
Is that one with Selena Gomez and
Yeah.
Yes, Steve
Martin Short?
Martin
Yeah.
Short,
It's so good.
so good.
It's
So
like
good.
watch
Even
the
late.
first episode. Watch the first episode. First of all, the opening of the first episode hooks you. Like there's a hook in the opening, and then you get to the end of the first episode, and it gives you a second hook.
Ooh.
Like,
All right.
and it kind of is one of those like because the whole premise, if you guys don't know, is it's about these 3 characters that live in an apartment building in New York, and they're big true crime podcast fanatics. And then
Which
there's
is
a
very
murder
fitting.
committed. Yeah. And there's a murder committed in the building. And they're like, we're going to do our own true crime podcast where we solve this murder that was committed in our building.
Nice.
And
It's
every
really good.
episode ends with like a gasp moment where you're like, oh, another piece of the case comes together. Like, or it flash forwards or flash backwards and stuff. So I'm not fully caught up. I've seen the first. It looks like the first 4 episodes.
Okay, I think we have 2 episodes left of.
Okay,
I am
then
fully
you're
caught up.
Oh, you're fully caught up. Okay.
Yes, I am. I binged all like 5 episodes like in a row because they're only 30-minute episodes.
No,
correct?
They're not long. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not long.
they're really short. It's on Hulu. It's really good.
So
It's
funny.
It's funny. It's serious. It's kind of quirky. It has this like I love the opening credits. I saw someone describe it as like this kind of like warm fall kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Which is so correct. Like it's
Wow.
really good. It's really funny. I love
Sting is in it,
Sting. I did not know.
Really?
Oh,
That
yeah.
Steve-
I've seen a clip
and
of
like he's not even just like he's like
No,
an
he's-
important character.
Oh,
in the
wow.
Show. Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
Steve Martin. I did not know he's like 80 something. He's like really old.
He does
like-
not look 80, man.
No.
Yeah.
Like they've been doing
They were both
doing
so good.
press on all like the late night shows and whatnot, and I watch a lot of those, and so I've seen them talk about it. I'm like, man, they do not look their age. It's
No.
like they're keeping good, man. I like it.
You can tell everyone's having fun. Everyone's really
Yeah.
enjoying it. It got picked up for a second season.
Oh,
I
nice.
did. I'm so
Good.
excited.
So
A
it's
Hulu
it's-
original, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think Steve Martin
Oh, okay.
wrote it.
Oh, did he write
Um,
some of? Oh, he did write. at
yeah,
least
he
the
wrote some
pilot,
of it.
Looks like.
It's really good. It's just,
Created by Steve Martin and John Hoffman.
yeah. And
Yeah, I've been really
High
enjoying
recommend.
a lot of that. I think
Alright.
I'll hopefully be caught up by next time, and probably. I don't know if I'll want to talk. Maybe we'll come back to it when like it's done, and Sarah and I can talk about it a little bit more. But
There you
it's really good. I highly recommend it to
it'll
anyone.
probably be done in 2 weeks when we
No, I
come
think
back.
there's 4 episodes left,
Oh, is there?
so maybe 2 more episodes. It'll be
Oh.
done.
Yeah.
Should I just round out the other thing I wanted? to
Yeah,
talk
go
about?
ahead. What else is
Okay.
going
Yeah,
on in your
yeah.
life?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, I was going to talk about only one thing, but I'm going to
Props.
also
Props.
reference a second thing because I was told I need to bring more props. I was told I need to bring more props. So, I had to go into work today on a Sunday, and I had to sit around and wait for a truck to get there so that I could load it, and then wait for it to go somewhere else, and then come back and load it again. But I brought a little book to read. I read a little bit of it, a little book that Sara might recognize. Percy Jackson,
the second one,
and the Sea of Monsters. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
About like.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if that's a good ooh or not.
It's all right. I reread the first one. I reread the first one like a month or two ago, and I really enjoyed the first one on a reread.
First one's really good.
I think the first one is just a really good book. Second one, I'm like 75 pages into it or something like that. I'm like, ooh, huh.
It's a little bit harder.
I like it, but it almost feels like it's worse prose than the first one. Like it's not as well written as the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which is weird. But I remember the books being good, so I'm like, I think they have to get better.
It gets better. I think the third one, the fourth one's really good. Anyway.
I remember 5 being really good. But anyways, I've been doing that. But what I really wanted to talk about my other prop, The Great Hunt.
Oh, nice. Wheel of Time.
The second book in the Wheel of Time series. I think I mentioned that I was reading it last time, and since
are you
then
pumped for the show?
He's getting prepared.
Hey, Josh, we're doing an episode of Prime Picks on it. Remember?
Oh yeah,
we're planning that out.
How many episodes is it going to be? Do we know?
I think 6.
Okay.
Season 1 is 6. They're shooting season 2 right now. They already recast somebody.
Oh jeez.
Yes, I did hear about that.
One of the main characters.
Shit happens, I guess.
Yeah. For season 2, but I finished book 2. Book 1 was Lord of the Rings again. It was just Lord of the Rings again. But book 2 was a lot better. It was like really setting stuff up a lot more.
I thought about reading those books, but man, they're fucking big. I don't know. They're so long, man. Oh my goodness. And there's so many of them.
Yep.
There are a lot of them. So many that he didn't finish them before he died. I think it's like his son or somebody else finished them.
Brandon Sanderson finished them.
Okay.
This guy. I read this in 8 days, maybe, Josh.
Nice.
So I'm a big reader.
I see that.
So, the only reason I didn't finish The Great Hunt faster was because I read these books with a friend, and so I had to wait for him to get to certain parts as well before we moved on. But I'm trying my hardest, and I think I'm going to meet it. I want to get through book 3 before the show comes out, because the showrunner said that season 1 has parts of books 1, 2, and 3 in it.
Oh. Okay.
But not all of book 1.
Weird.
I think what they took from book 2, because book 1 really doesn't talk about the magic system a whole lot. It's just kind of in the background, and they start to explain it a little bit more in book 2. So I think they probably pushed a lot of that up into book 1 so that the magic wouldn't be like unexplained for a whole season. But point is, if you're excited for the Wheel of Time show, you really should be, because there's some great fucking source material.
When does it come out?
November 16th or something like that.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
No matter what, I'm excited for the show because I like that kind of stuff. So
same.
Brandon Sanderson, who finished the series, consulted on the scripts, and he said they're good. So
nice.
That gives me hope. But it can also always just be like an author that worked on the project being like, "Yeah, it's real good, guys.
Yeah,
it's real good. You know what I mean?
Go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. You know." Go watch this, so they'll do my books next. But yeah, that's my week.
Cool.
Very cool. Who wants to go next? It's like school.
Josh is the guest.
Josh!
Sure, I'll go. I watch a lot of stuff, so I'm sure I could talk about a lot of things. I just recently watched 30 Rock for the very first time.
Oh.
If any of you have ever watched it.
I started to watch it a while ago.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of it does not hold up in today's climate.
No.
There's so many like Trump references. Tucker Carlson's in an episode. It's like it's so weird. I'm just like, ooh, that does not work right now. Oh,
it is.
Maybe if I'd watched that, 5 years ago, that might have worked. But
yeah, if you watched it during the time period it was on, it would have been perfect. But nowadays, just like, ooh.
Yeah. And
really quickly, sorry, I just
No, it's
talking
okay.
about that just made me think about it. Sarah, when I was reading book 2 of Percy Jackson, there's a slur in that book.
There
Really?
is?
One of the characters calls another character the R word.
Oh.
In the
Oh,
middle
yeah.
grade book.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, this is a book for children.
I
Wow.
remember
I was like,
reading that a couple of years ago, and I was like,
Like, I get that people like said it a lot
Canceled?
more in like the early 2000s, but even in a children's book,
in like a middle
I was
schooler
like,
book.
It's still
Yeah.
being used
Yeah.
nowadays. I keep hearing it.
and
Yeah.
now people still use it. I think it's gotten better now, but it's obviously people still do that shit. But
forgot.
but it's in the book.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I mean, checks out.
Wow.
Rick Riordan's a really, really very inclusive writer, so I'm sure that if he would have come back to it now, he wouldn't do that again.
Yeah.
But I was very surprised. Sorry, Josh.
shocking.
You said it doesn't stand up, and I was like,
Yeah,
there was a
that's
slur
fine.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Percy Jackson, and I was like, that was really surprising.
No, yeah, no, I totally get that, and that is very, very surprising.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. I started watching Why the Last Man,
Oh, I
which
wanna
on
watch that.
Hulu. I watched the
that,
first.
damn it.
I watched the first 3 episodes, and
Yep.
it is fucking good.
Oh,
It is really- I have
great.
not read the graphic
comic?
novel, or the comics and whatnot yet.
No.
I will probably wait until, because if I haven't read something before I watch it, I don't usually like read it to catch up. I will wait. You know,
I can't
just-
watch Invincible now because
Really?
I watched the first season. I'm like, no, I need to do this through the show, even though I want to read Invincible so bad.
Wow.
And
Um,
I
That
started
show
doing.
traumatized me.
I started doing this after Lord of the Rings because I saw the first movie, and then I was like, I'm going to read these books. So I read all 3 books before the second movie came out, and then the second movie came out, and I was pissed at the ending because it stops like 2/3 of the way through the
Right.
second book, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened right here?
Yeah.
I was so mad. So I stopped doing that. I'm like, well, nope, I'm not going to read it until it's all done and I see it all. That's my
a good
thing
ruling.
now.
It's a good ruling.
Yeah. And I also started listening to the Star Wars Aftermath audiobook.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm about halfway through it right now. So.
I would
Nice.
have recommended a different book.
Really? Which one?
It's and any of the. It's good. It's good. I like it. How big of a
Anything
Star Wars
else?
book guy are you?
I've only. This is my second one. The first
Yeah,
one
I
I think
would've-
was Lost Stars.
Lost
I think-
Stars. How'd you like Lost Stars?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
That is where I always point people to start. Aftermath, I might have directed you to like maybe the High Republic, which is going on right now. Like that's really good. Aftermath is good. It's just not great. I probably
Yeah.
would have directed you in many different locations instead of Aftermath. But I'm glad. Are you enjoying it at least?
Yeah, it's not as good
Yeah.
as Lost Stars, but
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
but like I like the Star Wars books because like
Yeah.
you get sound effects and shit.
That
I think
those
I
are the
spoiled
yeah,
myself because I went to try to listen to just like a regular other book, and I'm
can't
like,
do it.
oh man, this is not
can't-
nearly as cool.
No,
Where's the
no,
Force
most-
theme? Yeah,
most
the
audio
Star
books
Wars
don't do that.
audiobooks have music and sound
Yeah.
effects.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they
Yeah.
composed music, sound effects. He does the voices.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Mark Thompson.
Yeah, man.
Mark Thompson. He was in an episode of Visions.
Oh.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
his Admiral Akbar is like on point.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
really
it's
such
so
a
good.
He's
so good. Though his female voices need a little work. I'm just putting that out there.
Mm,
I almost
He's-
feel like you should bring in a female to do those voices, just because I'm like, it sounds like a dude doing a woman's voice. It's a little weird, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been. I watched the Brooklyn Nine-Nine finale, which was it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. God,
Yeah.
I gotta finish that show.
I
I
need-
dropped
yeah, me
off a couple
too.
seasons ago.
Me too.
And I watched what was it called? Ingrid Goes West for the first
Oh.
time.
How
Yeah,
was that?
I finally got around. It was good, man.
It's on my
Aubrey
list.
Plaza is fantastic in that movie.
Love her.
And I did not know that Elizabeth Olsen was in
Yeah.
it until I started watching it. I was like, wait, what? Okay.
Yeah,
And she's
really?
on like the poster for it, and I didn't even notice that she was there.
Alright.
Pretty much. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. What about you, Mike? What you been up to?
I've been busy with a lot of stuff. including behind the scene curtains, little folks, because I've been trying for the longest fucking time to get the first episode out to Josh, and we had this complication with my internet, so I had to upload the episode in 3 parts privately to Josh so he could piece it together to upload. That's why he's editing the episodes now, because it's a pain in the ass for me to give it to him. Because I can't upload video on my internet. It's the worst thing. That's why audio works best for uploading. I was working on that for most of the time. I was, of course, editing. Of course, I'm behind on Into the Grid because the episode is just a pain in the ass. Piece that together. But I've seen one movie in between all that, and it was the Mitchells versus the Machines.
Oh yes.
Oh, on Netflix.
Yes, the Sony
solid Sony animation flick. Yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Produced by Lord and Miller.
What does that mean? What is
they
solid
have
Sony animation?
They have like a set of films that are really good, and then most of the rest of them are like because you got like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Obviously, you got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's
you got this one. I like the first Hotel Transylvania quite a bit. They go downhill as it goes on, but they do make some good stuff.
Yeah,
wasn't Chloe Bennett in one of their, was that a Sony animation movie with the Yeti?
Oh yeah, Abominable. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that one too. Yes. And that one is I love that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But the Mitchells versus the Machines is actually a really good movie. Like I teared up throughout this movie. Yeah. It's so like I love the story of it with the whole plot is convoluted as
with
it is.
The Mitchells and the Machines.
Yeah, the Mitchells. The Mitchells and the Machines.
It's like Meet the Robinson.
I don't know how
it's like
it goes from
there's
one
like a
place to
robot
another,
apocalypse essentially. Is really what it is.
Yeah, and the Mitchells have to survive through it, and the Mitchells are the most dysfunctional family in the freaking universe. Yeah. Like one of them is a Katie. Katie's the main lead, and she is an aspiring filmmaker.
Yeah.
And she wants to make movies. She wants to go to college to make movies. And her father is like the farthest away from technology as possible. He's like a woodsman, basically. He just does not understand.
It's essentially the same parent-child dynamic as Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Okay.
Actually, if you want a parallel, to compare, you can compare this to a Goofy movie.
Oh man, I haven't watched it in a long time, but yeah,
a Goofy movie.
I could see that. Yeah,
it's a road trip movie with a father and a daughter or son. They try to connect throughout it, but they end up doing a lot of stuff in between, trying to. And there's a lot of funny moments. That's funny. I cried, like I said, like I did a Sara cry at the end. Like it was so. I got emotional. It was like
a Sara cry.
It's so good. It's so
trademark it.
So good.
It is.
Go watch the Mitchells versus the Machines.
I think it's still in my top 10 of the year currently.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm considering that actually because it is so damn good from this year. Actually, this came out in April, so highly recommend it. Actually. I guess I only watched it because somebody listed it on a list that was like 10 movies that I changed my opinion on because of the ending. And I was like, wait, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this film. And I was like, the person made the list. It was like the ending changes everything. And I was like, this whole movie is great all around. The ending's not the only thing that's redeeming. It's just like, it's the whole movie's from front to back. The voice cast is amazing. You got like Danny McBride as the father, Maya Rudolph in it, Eric Andre's in it, Olivia Colman. Yep. Bennett, like you said, Beck Bennett is also in this. Just a lot of great cast. The animation's good. It's funny. It goes from the CGI animation, but it intercuts to like puppets at one point, or it's like crude like crayon drawings at one point. It's very like because Katie's like a filmmaker, and you kind of see the intercuttings of the films in it. It's so good. Like, yeah, it is. If you want to like a good family film to watch, it's really really good. And that's the only movie I've seen in the past couple of weeks. So, Sarah, what did you do?
Okay, well, besides watching a bunch of movies for the list we're going to get to shortly,
Nice.
there is one movie that I did watch. You know how much I talk about being from Jersey. I watched Jersey Boys for the first time. Which is the Clint Eastwood movie about Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Based, I think, kind of on the Broadway play Jersey Boys, but not. But I don't know. Which I've never actually seen the musical either. But we all
I would
know.
say inspired by
3 of the 4 main cast people are all from the Broadway versions. The main guy that plays Frankie Valli actually won the Tony for playing Frankie Valli on Broadway, and they casted him.
Like Ben Platt.
Just like Ben Platt. This guy was also way too old to be playing 16 at the beginning of the movie.
You know what, though? If you watch any high school television show, they're all in their 20s.
We don't need to get into the whole.
That's true.
Just putting that out there.
I've also never seen.
I watched Pretty Little Liars, and one of the girls was like 28, and she was playing a 17-year-old. I'm just saying.
Yep, but Ben Platt looks old.
And they're apparently going to CGI him to look younger when they put it on streaming.
I thought they already did CGI him to look younger.
I've seen. They're gonna do that de-aging tech on it for the stream when it gets.
Why didn't they do that first?
I think they didn't think that it was going to be a big deal, and then people started mocking it.
It's really noticeable. It's really anyway. That's not what we're talking.
There's a TikTok account I follow that is so good, where it's a dude pretending to be Ben Platt promoting the movie. And he's like, "What up, fellow kids? When I'm walking down the street with my CD player, I like to think about it's really good."
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back to 30 Rock real quick. There's a scene in 30 Rock with Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up.
He's a private investigator, and he goes undercover in high school. Yeah.
I've seen that.
That's what that means.
That's where it's from.
Yeah, 30 Rock. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Yep.
And that's exactly what it makes me think.
Hey, fellow kids. That's where it's from.
But this movie was really, really good. My husband actually wanted us to watch it because that's the only. It's not really a musical. It's kind of a musical the way that Bohemian Rhapsody is a musical, where they
it's what they call a musical movie. I don't like.
It's
that.
It's like a musical biopic.
Movie, yes.
Yeah.
The songs, get you singing, and
did you cry a lot? Did you Sara cry?
I did cry. When he started singing "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You," because that was our first dance at our wedding. So of course I'm sitting there sobbing, and it's a really sweet part of the movie. The movie ends kind of weird, kind of abruptly. They kind of leave a lot of stuff out about Frankie Valli and really try to make his life. This man was married 3 times. And they barely talk about that. There's just a lot of stuff they don't talk about in the movie. It's a little weird. It doesn't feel like a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird choice.
I always forget that he did that movie. I always forget until somebody says it. I'm like, he did do that movie. What was he smoking when he decided to do this movie?
Some directors that just hide their styles away from certain movies. It's like, this is not a movie by this director. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It was really good. I'll watch it again as a musical person. I liked it a lot. I watched someone's review. I feel like the thing around it is a lot of people give it a lot of hate because the actors are stage actors. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think the acting it didn't translate as well. I thought it was fine. It's good. It's fun. You're really just there to listen to the songs and the music anyway. So
yeah.
Whatever. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was it was the 16th year anniversary of my favorite show ever, How I Met Your Mother. And I think Josh also shares my
absolutely.
Yeah.
I tweeted out a post about it on my podcast's Twitter page. It got a lot of action going on that one. I was surprised. I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Are you guys gonna do guests at some point? Because I really
Yes,
am
Sara
curious.
will be on in season 2.
Ah, nice.
I'm so
Can I come on at
excited.
some point? What's
Absolutely.
Can I come?
going- Oh, good.
Can I
Yeah.
come?
Can I
Yeah,
come?
man.
Can I,
I did not
come?
know everyone here was were huge fans.
I like How I Met Your Mother. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same.
Yeah,
We're
think
about
it's very
2/3
underrated.
of the way through the first season. So
Great,
What's the podcast
Yeah.
called?
it's called Last Call at McLaren's.
Yeah. It's
perfect.
Such a
There
good
you go.
name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
At last call HIMYM on Twitter.
Good
There
job.
you
Good
go.
job. Clean plug. Clean plug.
Yep.
Good job.
Yep.
You're welcome. You're welcome for the setup. I'll just say, still one of my favorite shows. I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
tattoo of it. It's very influential in my life. There were a couple things that are kind of problematic nowadays,
Oh, yeah.
but you know what? It's fine.
Me and John, we don't hold back when it comes to that stuff. We're like, oh yeah, that man. Barney's. It's just like Barney's being a misogynist again. Things like that. You know, we don't sugarcoat it when we talk about it. So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but I still really love the show, and yeah.
yes.
I watched a video recently about how can just spoilers for How I Met Your Mother real quick. Just spoilers for the ending. How I Met Your Mother. For spoilers.
Yeah.
How apparently it's very well set up throughout the other seasons that the mother
Oh,
dies
yeah.
at the end.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Through the last
Very well
season or
foreshadowed.
all the seasons?
All the seasons.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like even earlier
Yeah.
on, there's
They
examples of it.
they foreshadow it throughout a lot of the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. And if you when you go and rewatch it and you pay close attention, you catch those things. You're like, oh shit, okay, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very interesting.
I'm
'cause I
still
know
upset
was
that
something
she died,
people-
but it still hurts my
know.
feelings. I still love her. I think it could
I
have
know.
went really, really bad if they did not nail the casting, because I just think she's
That's
a
true.
perfect mother.
I love the color symbolism in that show. Like there's a lot going on in that show on the production side of it.
Oh
that
yeah.
it's just it's.
That's why I just think
can't-
I think a lot of people really overlook it because it's one of those shows that like it's okay if you just kind of watch it out of context, but what makes the show so good is watching it start to finish and picking up on all the little jokes that they keep calling back to and the color symbolism and these characters
episode.
the countdown the characters do evolve as time go on. Like Barney I hated Barney. Like the first couple times I watched the show, my last rewatch, I really did see like his character change, and they really do set up him and Robin kind of. But there is
I mean,
this
they
show
start
does a lot.
start that in season 1. We already covered the episode where Barney and Robin's relationship, like that spark starts.
The battleship one where he's like hit. But like this show is like really, really smart, and I think a lot of people, if they're just kind of like tuning in or just trying to trying to pick up
dumb. Look at how dumb this is. Look at that guy's just an
it's
asshole.
not that
This is
funny.
dumb.
Like it's like it's really funny. You're just not
I prefer Friends over
watching
this.
No, we don't need to start that debate.
No.
I mean, I like Friends, but no.
I like Friends too.
I don't even know if Friends is in my top 10 sitcoms, to be honest with you. It's definitely not in my top 5.
That's a different list.
Yeah.
It is. Speak of list.
If you guys decide to do that list, I want to be on it. I'm just putting that out there.
Sitcoms?
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sitcoms. That'd be
I feel like I haven't seen enough sitcoms to do that.
I don't think so either.
At least
I
not
might have to count how many.
completely.
Oh, I have.
Well, yeah.
He's
I
the
guess
one that
it
watches
depends
a lot
on
of
what
TV,
counts
so.
as a sitcom. Yeah.
Mike, we had a clean transition.
Speaking of top
Scroll
10
from-
list, let's get into our top 10 list of the best DC movies, not
ready.
just DCU, but all DC movies that were theatrically released, correct?
Yes.
Is that what we said?
Yep.
All right. All right.
Except for some that they said is okay because they launched on the streamings.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess if it had like a streaming launch that is supposed to be like a theatrical launch, then it's okay. So like that would be
doesn't
Zack
affect
Snyder's
me.
Justice
But
League
that-
and Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's not on my list. Spoiler.
Spoilers.
All right.
All right. So, who wants to explain?
So
Sean, go ahead.
Normally, how we do this is we just go around 10 to 1. We'll go around how we are laid out here. So Sarah, you'll do your number 10. I'll do my number 10. Josh will do his number 10. Mike will do his number 10, and then we'll go back to you. If you have a movie up higher, no matter like how much higher it is, if it's higher at all, just bump it. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
And I'll be keeping track of where everybody's is. I'm keeping track of everybody's lists. I don't know beforehand. I'm going to be filling in. And there's a point for each ranking. So 10, the movie gets 1 point. 1, the movie gets 10 points. And I'm keeping track of that. And whatever movie has the most points, that's how I'll form the show's top 10 list.
Would you like to do honorable mentions before or after?
If anybody has honorable mentions, let's do them before, because I'm not going to keep track of those.
All right.
You want me to go first?
This is gonna give away some stuff that's not on my list.
Yep, that's why I want to do it first. All right.
Go for it.
All right, so a couple honorable mentions. I have Man of Steel, Aquaman, and a movie I watched for this that did not get on the top 10, Batman Returns. Honestly, I think it started out really strong, kind of ended a little wonky for me. Of course, I love the penguins with the little rockets on their backs. I think I cried because it was just so I'm obsessed with that. But yeah, that is my honorable mentions. Number 10.
Whoa, hang on.
Whoa.
Let's have everybody do their honorable mentions.
Whoa. Okay, sorry.
Sean,
do your honorable mention.
Everybody does it.
Honorable mention number 1. I'll get it out of the way. Boomy. Joker. There's a lot of things I really like in that movie. There's a lot of things that I really, really don't like in that movie. And I think that, for the score, for the cinematography, and for Joaquin Phoenix's performance, it deserves to be like on that list, but the writing just doesn't work for me. And for that reason, I couldn't put it on the list, but I can honorable mention it. Other one, weird one. I can't put it on the list, but it's a movie that I weirdly have some fondness for. Batman and Robin.
Oh, jeez.
Just because it's so bad, it's good. And I can attest to that because Mike and I, for Into the Grid, we did some movie commentaries during the pandemic, and 2 movies we did were Batman and Robin and X-Men Origins Wolverine, and we did those 2 movies with David B.
God.
Batman and Robin is so bad, it's good. X-Men Origins Wolverine is so bad, it's bad. It's not like when you watch those 2 back to back.
I can fully agree with those statements.
You can almost start to appreciate Batman and Robin in a weird way.
Oh, yeah.
So it would never go on a top 10 list for me, but I want to point out that, I do have some fondness for it. And the last one, because I legally can't put it on this list, Batman Under the Red Hood is one of the best DC movies ever made, but I legally cannot put it on the list. So
That is a great one. Yeah. Yes. So for mine, I have several because I'm like, man, I think when I made my list, I had like 17 movies. That was like, damn, I need to whittle this down. And that was not including ones that I love, but I knew weren't gonna make my top 10.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like it could have been more. Like Batman Returns is not on my honorable mentions just because like I knew it wasn't going to, and then because you said it, I was like, I'm not even gonna mention it.
You are the DC guy.
I am. Yep. So there's a lot going on here. One that I didn't realize was a DC movie until we started talking about doing this list is Stardust.
Yeah, that's in my honorable mentions too.
Yeah, and I love that movie.
Sarah.
It's been a long time, but
the Matthew Vaughn movie.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's
Are you
a DC
kidding me?
movie.
It's literally like what Charlie Cox and I love that movie.
Do you need to adjust your list? You have some time.
Does that really count? Oh.
Yes, it does.
It does.
It's an imprint. It's part of the imprints. You gotta pay attention to the imprints.
I thought it was about a game and novel.
But it was also.
But it was released under a DC imprint.
Well,
they released a book under a DC.
No,
imprint?
It was a graphic novel.
It was a graphic regular book.
Yeah, he might have also done a book.
Yeah,
he's done that with other things as well.
Yeah.
Well,
another one of mine, the Lego Batman movie. It was real close to making.
Honorable mention.
It was so close. It would probably be like 11. To be honest with you,
Okay.
it was real
Well,
close.
About
Red
that later.
was I love Red. The first one, I've seen it so
okay.
many times.
Gotcha.
A History of Violence with
Okay.
Viggo Mortensen. It's another good one. And then a couple recent ones that came out: Shazam and Birds of Prey. I like both of these movies quite a bit, but they just didn't quite make my top 10. You know.
We'll talk about both those movies
And
later.
I would have put BVS on there, but I only like the Ultimate Edition.
Cut.
The Ultimate Edition did not go to theater or
Well.
have a major streaming launch.
Nope.
You can bring it up right now though, because I did that with Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, so I the theatrical version is such a mess.
Yeah.
It had a lot of good stuff, obviously, but it was such a mess. And yeah, there are issues still with the Ultimate Edition, but filling in those gaps for me made it flow better, and it made it a better overall film. So,
Josh, did I tell you that before Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, I rewatched the BVS Ultimate Edition, and I enjoyed it more than I had previously.
that's good.
Which I still have a lot of problems with that movie, but I was like, this is working a lot better for me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean it's long, but so is
Yeah.
the Snyder cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
So.
yeah. The Snyder cut was fucking long.
Snyder likes long movies. It is what it
He
is.
does. It
You
does.
know,
He does.
It is what it is.
He does.
So, Mr. Mike, what's your honorable mention?
I said to our group chat that I haven't had any older movies. My movies are like from the past 20 years, except for one. So I will say like Batman Forever is an honorable mention. After watching Val
okay.
recently,
I
went back
like
to
that.
watch
I like that movie.
Val Kilmer as.
It's not great, but I like that movie.
Yeah, I like it too, and I also love "Kiss from a Rose" from the soundtrack,
Mhm.
which it's so good. But I didn't want to.
Dude, I think I might still have that soundtrack sitting around somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Val Kilmer as Batman. It was after watching Val, I went rewatch. I was like, oh, okay. I see
Val
little
made a
details there.
good Batman. His Bruce was a little lacking, in my opinion. And George Clooney was the opposite for me.
Yeah.
George
Right.
Clooney makes a
Yeah.
great Bruce Wayne. His Batman
good
is
Batman.
not great.
Leave some to be lacking.
Yeah.
Also, the '89 Batman is an honorable mention. I did not include it on my list. I know everyone loves it for nostalgic reasons. You know, it's the first one that brought Batman to the light. You know, and it's got some cool stuff. Michael Keaton's great, and we're gonna hope to see some more of Michael Keaton soon in the upcoming movies as
Oh,
Batman.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Ben Affleck's coming back, baby. I'm so excited.
So it should be interesting. But yeah, everything else is up in the air. So that's all I got.
I want to preface this list by saying my list is very recent. It's been a long time since I've seen the older DC movies. And
So the thing is, a lot of the older DC movies aren't that good.
Yeah.
Okay. They might be on the list.
There is going to
I
be-
remembered them.
There is going to be a pair of movies that I will probably, not by you guys, but by like DC fans,
Yeah.
I will probably get destroyed for not having at least one of them on this
Ooh.
list. Just
Interesting.
saying. One of
don't
them
have
almost made this list, but it got bumped off for other stuff.
Okay.
All right, Sarah, number 10.
Well, I just shifted my whole list. So thanks,
Good.
Josh.
Good.
Ooh, wait. What did you drop off?
I had to drop off Lego Batman.
We'll talk about it.
Off my list. So my number 10 is one that Mike just mentioned, is Batman 89.
Okay.
Okay, bump. All right, moving on. Next.
All right, my number 10 was Wonder Woman 1984.
Bump.
Oh,
Okay.
This film, you're not going to get at all.
Okay, Josh.
My number 10 is The Suicide Squad.
Bump.
Bump.
Major bump.
There.
We're not ever going to talk about movies.
I got confused by the order at first. I apologize.
Yeah, you're fine. I was just going left to right.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Now this film you guys will not have whatsoever because I watched this for the first time for this list alone, and it's at number 10 because I kind of dug it at the end of it. 1982's Swamp Thing.
Ooh.
I thought about that one.
Okay.
It's a solid flick. I thought about that one.
It is. It was directed by Wes Craven too. It's actually, and this film actually gave him ideas for Nightmare on Elm Street. So without this film, we wouldn't have Nightmare on Elm Street. So, no,
That's
it
cool.
is.
I didn't know that.
Swamp Thing's underrated, to be honest. I love Swamp Thing. He is. He had this film, then a sequel came out in '89 with Return of Swamp Thing. They kind of toned it down because it was like scarier, and this is now kid friendly. They even had a TV series afterwards, which lasted quite a while, actually, like 3 seasons at least. And then a couple years ago, they rebooted it, and that didn't do that well. But this film started it all.
Yeah, but that series, the new one that came out on DC Universe, was fucking awesome. And it
was a budget thing.
Yeah, and they fucking screwed it over. Yeah. They stopped it before, like, mid-production of, like, before the last episode or some stupid shit. Yeah, I was so mad about that.
Come on, DC.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
I will admit, if you go back to watch the '82 Swamp Thing, it is good with the tone. It's kind of scary, kind of dark. Get to see the origins of how it becomes Swamp Thing. The villain in this is great. Anton, he is so at the end, I swear the ending redeems it. Like something happens at the end and it's batshit wild. I was like watching this, like my jaw just dropped right down. It's like that happens in this movie, and I was like, fuck yes, I am in for it. And had to put it number 10 because I was just like, it could be better, but at the time it's fucking good. So
all right. Sarah, number 9.
Number 9 is sorry, my whole list is messed up now. It is The Dark Knight Rises.
Bump.
Ooh.
Wow.
So proud.
Okay. My number 9 is Aquaman.
Bump.
Okay.
We're never going
Josh?
to talk.
My number 9, two of you might not like this choice, is Joker.
Bump.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Mike.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Who was the 2?
I thought, because like the reaction you had, Sarah, when Shawn said it, I thought your reaction.
So
I just thought your reaction was like a you didn't like it kind of reaction.
Oh, I guess we'll see it in a minute.
Sweet.
So we'll find out. My number 9 is a film you probably won't have on anybody's list. It's Jonah Hex.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one. So yeah, you go right
No,
ahead.
I forgot about that movie.
No, I watched it for I think the first time. I think I've seen bits and pieces, but it's probably the shortest film. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's a quick watch. The action in it is beyond bonkers. Like I'm all in for the bonkers shit crazy movies. Is written by the same people who did Crank. Those two.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember their names right now, but it's a bit wild. But yeah, Josh Brolin plays Jonah Hex. It's kind of different because the comics doesn't have the powers of bringing people back to life to talk to them. Like in the movie, it's for that only, and he's like grabs them, and people come back to life to talk to him, and that's it. And I was like, oh,
that's like closer to a Constantine kind of thing.
It is, but yeah, I thoroughly had fun with it. It was just people hate it for reasons, and I understand that, but I just like those kind of movies. So
cool.
Just give it a watch. Have a fun throw ride with that.
All right.
8.
Sarah, number 8.
Joker.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Gotta wait
Moving
again.
on. My number 8 is Wonder Woman.
Bump.
Okay. Josh,
only Mike has
your
talked
number
about
8.
his movie.
It's true. He's got the unique choices. Mine is Zack Snyder's Justice League, aka the Snyder Cut. All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was not a fan of the original, what they call the Justice League. Yeah, but there were reasons. It's because he stripped away everything that actually made the story interesting, and Zack put it all back. Now, yes, it should have been trimmed, because if he had gotten his chance to actually put it in the theater, it would have been trimmed. It would not have been a 4-hour movie.
No.
it would have maybe been. It probably would have been like a 3-hour movie. To be honest with you, and it would have still worked. Everything they did with Darkseid, I thought was fantastic. You get more character development for Cyborg, which was fantastic to me.
Yeah.
You didn't get the fucking weird over-sexualized bullshit from Joss, having like Flash laying on top of Wonder Woman and all that shit. I'm like, get out of here with that noise.
One thing I did notice is that a lot of people were saying that the Amazonian outfits were a Joss thing. They're the same in the Snyder cut.
Yeah,
the Amazonian outfits.
Yeah.
That is the one thing that I remember a lot of people saying that was a Joss thing.
But here's the thing: like, I knew,
for the
I knew
most
that.
part, yes,
I knew that.
Yeah.
But
you knew that?
I also know that the actresses who played those Amazons, preferred those outfits.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Over the Wonder Woman ones.
Yeah.
Because
those Wonder Woman ones are a lot harder to do stunts in.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are. Yeah.
So like I understand why viewers might not like it. I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm
it's
like,
a lot easier to move in.
The way I look at it is like, if they're cool with it, fuck it.
All right. Yeah.
Down.
What I would say about Zack Snyder's Justice League is that if there had been a 2.5 hour, maybe 3 hour version of this movie, it probably would have made my list. There's a lot of stuff I really, really liked about this movie. As somebody who's not a fan of Zack Snyder's vision of the DC universe, there's a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed about it, but it's really long. And again, if he had gotten a chance to put this vision into theaters, it would have been shorter. The one thing that I didn't love, spoilers for Zack Snyder's Justice League, this is the dumbest thing ever. I didn't like that it ended with Superman still in the black suit.
Really?
I wish it would have. Because one of the things I really like about
I did because it's meant. I mean, obviously, we're probably not going to see it, but it was meant as 3 Justice. There's supposed to be 2 more Justice League movies, so it's just meant to continue into the next story.
That's
so
true.
I was fine with that knowledge. It sucks that we'll probably never see that though.
I think the only thing I really like about the original Justice League movie is that shot at the end when he opens up. He's going down the alleyway and he opens up and it's the red suit underneath that he flies off. I really like that. So I think kind of having the black suit. I really like the black suit stuff in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I wish at the end it would have been the normal red and blue. But if the movie had been shorter, it would have made my list.
I get it. All right, Mikey, Mike.
Yeah, number 8, Mike.
Aquaman.
Okay. Is that a bump for anybody else? No?
Nope.
Honorable mention.
Right. Let's talk
about
Aquaman.
it.
I mean, I like that movie, but it didn't make my
Me too.
I watched it for the first time for this list because I was way behind on movies for this list alone. This is why I wanted to do the list, because I wanted to see more of these movies. But Aquaman, I watched it and I was like, Aquaman's a badass. He's cool.
He's cool as fuck.
He is cool. Dude, bro. Oh, it's fight, bro. Just like the most dude bro out there. The action's good. I love the world building in this. Like Atlantis alone just looks stunning. Oh my god.
I really like the score. I think kind of. I know a lot of people. I think people said they didn't like the score, but I liked that kind of synthy.
Yeah,
I like
same.
To it.
I love it.
I really, really dug it, and I think the choreography for the action sequences are really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was. I just thoroughly enjoyed it for what it was, and it's this slow for me because of recent accounts, according to Amber Heard, because she's a shithead. I don't want
she can fuck off.
She This is why I was like watching, like, ooh, and her character wasn't so bad in the film, but I'm like, I don't want to make it high because
And Julie Andrews.
She could have played. Mara could have been played by almost anybody.
Anybody,
right? Like it's not like she really didn't bring that much like special
like Ariel
to the character. I mean, that's the character though. That's what the character looks like in the comics: the green suit, the red hair. I mean,
the really red hair.
Yeah,
no, but as Sarah brought up, as he was trying to say something, was Julie Andrews as the freaking creature at the end. I'm like, wait, is that her? And I'm like,
the Queen of Genovia, the Queen of my heart.
I loved it though. I was like, oh wow, that's actually pretty cool. They got her for that. It was like awesome.
So random.
It makes me wonder, did she know what she was going to look like in that movie? She's like, oh, I'm doing a voice in Aquaman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing. Oh wow, scary.
Yeah, fun movie.
I enjoyed it for what it was. So loved it.
All right.
All right.
Number 7.
Oh, get ready to say bump on this one. Number 7, The Dark Knight.
Bump.
Yeah, a little bit of a bump.
Okay. Whew, I thought I was going to get, like, annihilated.
Oh, no.
Shawn?
Oh.
Shawn's going to yell at me.
My number 7 is Shazam.
Bump.
Okay.
Oh,
Josh?
the only one? Oh, my God.
That one was in my honorable mention.
Yeah.
I
All
love
right.
that movie. Don't worry. Trust me, I love it.
We'll
But
talk about it.
yeah.
Josh?
My number 7 is Batman 1989. All right.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
my number 10.
Is this a bump? Yeah, is this a bump for anybody else?
It was my number 10.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
talk about it.
I love this movie. You know, it's probably, I think it's not the first Batman thing I ever watched, because that was Batman the Animated Series. Because I was like 8 years old when that came out. But it was like at least the second, and it was the first live action, because I had never seen the Adam West stuff. So this was my live action Batman. You know, when I was growing up, I had the was it like a Super Nintendo video game, I think, or maybe it was Sega. It was one of those that for this game, and played it all the time. Michael Keaton is a fantastic Batman, though he's hot take here, he's not my favorite. You know, a lot of people consider him the best.
Josh?
Ben Affleck is the best one so
right.
far.
That's right.
Is the bump.
Sure.
I mean, if we're talking live action, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
If we're
Really?
including everything, then it's Kevin Conroy. But that's a different story. But
I'm in the minority.
Nicholson as the Joker was fantastic. Everything, that Prince soundtrack is fucking mint. Like, it's so good. Yeah. What about you guys? What do you guys think?
I don't remember a lot of it.
So I watched this movie for the first time literally a couple days ago, so I think I have an interesting perspective not growing up with it, seeing it for the 80s movie that it is.
Oh no, it is so 80s.
It is so 80s. I'm gonna say, so I watched this, and the next day I watched Batman Returns. Both Tim Burton, completely different movies. I kept saying, watch it, like, I was like, Batman Returns is so Tim Burton.
He got extra dark in Returns, man.
It's even like the credits, everything is so Burton-y, where this one is very like film noir, like it's a mystery kind of police. It really doesn't focus both of them don't focus that much on Michael Keaton. It really focuses on the other characters, on Jack Nicholson, who I didn't know his character's name was Jack. So I'm like, why are they just calling him Jack? Like, what is happening?
Jack Napier, dude.
Yeah. It started out really, really slow for me, but the longer, just hit my computer, the longer the movie went on and the plot started to pick up, and I was like, okay, I understand why people like this. I really like it. The Joker stuff doesn't really work for me. I don't know. He's a great Joker. You can tell he's having the time of his life, having so much fun.
We talked about it a lot.
It was very like, what is happening? Like, why are they breaking into museums and playing? Why is he carrying around a boombox? Like,
because he's the Joker, baby.
It's so weird.
Because it's the 80s, yo.
Yeah.
And he's the Joker.
It's weird. I don't like Vicky Vale. Her lot to be desired. With the great female character, but yeah, I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would going into it, which is why it's number 10.
All right.
Nice.
All right, Mike. 7? Is that what we're
Mine
7.
is Joker.
No, okay.
Oh, we can talk about it now.
Bump it still?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where yours is too?
That was my number 8.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
this
it's just like
you can talk about it now.
Yeah, it's I watched it for the first time for this list, and because I like I said, I was way behind on these films, and I actually just watched Joker. I finished Joker today, actually, for this recording.
Oh gosh!
So it's recent in my mind. It's I like Shawn said about honorable mentions, like the score, the cinematography, the performance from
This score is one of the best
Yes.
I've
Yes,
so
that's the
good.
thing I noticed the most when watching
So
it was the
good.
score, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna listen to like the score separately from this movie because it's so damn
Yeah.
good.
I have it on my Apple Music right now. Like it's like
Yeah.
It
as soon
won,
as I
right?
watch it,
She
yeah.
won, didn't
Yeah.
she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, she did win that. I was like, so it's good she won that because she
So
deserves it. It's a
good.
really good score.
Mhm.
No, I love how Gotham looks in this film. Like it's in New York
Mhm.
City, obviously, but I like how it's just dressed up so nicely. The color palette, it's
Yeah.
all it's set in the '80s. It's like it's my kind of jam.
Yeah.
It's just so in. Oh man, it was just a treat for my eyes just watching it. I was just like, I loved it. But will I watch it again? Probably not, because it is very dark and
It's a heavy movie. It's a heavy movie.
It's really
man.
heavy.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
I appreciate for the production value of the film, and the performance is damn good.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times. I think it got better the second time because if you know what's going on, you kind of see, you really get to understand what's happening because really it's all in his head.
Yeah, I do notice that.
If you watch the movie, every single clock is set to the same time in every single scene.
Okay.
You can tell between the time that you see him to when it's supposed to be years later and he's locked up. He doesn't age. It's because he's in his own head. He is recounting this story to his therapist or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And so that's why he's making himself out to be the victim.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know if I buy if that is what it is, then that fixes a lot of my problems with the movie.
I mean, that's what Todd Phillips has said it is.
Is it?
Too,
because I thought when it came out, he was being really coy about it and like.
I mean, when it first came out, yeah.
Has he said since? Because that would fix a lot of my problems with the movie, and I just.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't like the way it portrayed him.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand that. But that's why you get the whole weird thing about him. Oh, is he Bruce's brother and all that shit? It's because he wants to be Batman's brother.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's famously known that Joker knows who Batman is. He knows that he's Bruce Wayne. And so it makes sense that, and he's like obsessed with him. So it would make sense that in his own mind, he would go that route. You know what I mean? And he would try to play himself as the victim.
So much, Josh. I hate you so much. I'm not joking.
That just made it so much better.
No, but if I buy into that theory, it would completely change my list. It would become one of my favorite.
Yeah, I understand.
I wish the movie was more clear about it.
I say this: go and rewatch it with that in your mind.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I had it this low because why did they have to show the killing of Thomas Wayne and Bruce Wayne becoming Batman again?
It's a DC movie.
That's just the thing. But it's also to show Joker wants to be able to take credit for the birth of the Bat.
Yeah, we're connected. We've
because
always been connected,
he caused all of this thing. It was, it's a ripple effect. He causes this riot that causes this guy to kill. You know what I mean? So it makes sense in that aspect.
We did something new.
Number one.
Cocoon.
Number one.
Wow.
No, I gotta rewatch it.
I
gotta rewatch it with that in my head.
All right. Number 6.
Number 6 for me is Batman Begins.
How are you just gonna skip?
Bump.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot, Sarah.
Oh.
My list on my doc are in a different order than what we're going through.
Sarah.
But that's my fault. Sorry, Sarah.
Well, my number 6 is also Batman Begins. So
Bump.
It's a bump. It's a total bump.
Okay, Josh.
Mine I already know is getting bumped, and it's The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Bump.
Yeah.
Mike.
My number 6 is The Suicide Squad.
Bump. Yeah, The Suicide Squad bump. All right, give me 1 second to just update.
Oh, is it my turn?
It will be. Usually I can do this while you guys are vamping about something, but I have to go through it.
Yeah, it went a whole lot of bumping just happened there.
Okay. I'm caught up.
I'm
Sorry,
shocked. I'll be honest. I'm shocked
Yeah.
there wasn't more shock and awe that how low I had the Dark Knight.
I'm holding myself back.
I'll be honest.
Josh.
It was lower.
Oh my god!
Before.
I mean, my Dark Knight is 7. So.
I'm surprised
Oh,
you have
yeah, that's
Batman
true.
Begins above the Dark Knight.
Oh
And
yeah.
I love Batman.
Oh,
Begins.
Batman
Batman
Begins
Begins
is
We'll talk
great.
about
that
We'll
trilogy.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll get
number
to it.
5, The Suicide Squad.
All right,
There it
bump.
is. Oh, okay.
Another bump. All right, number 5, Shawn.
I'm never
my
gonna
number
talk.
My number 5 is The Dark Knight Rises.
Sarah,
Nobody
you
bumping
had
it.
didn't you have
I
that
had-
already, Sarah?
I had it at.
Yes, you did. You
Where
already did.
is it?
All right,
9.
nobody else has it?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, let's
I fucking
talk
love
about
that
it.
Movie. I
Talk about
love
it.
that movie.
Yeah, it's
I know
okay.
it's long and people like they bang on the length, and there's some weird. There's some messaging about the police that maybe doesn't fly as well in today's climate in that
Yeah,
movie.
I get that.
But I love this take on Bane. I love this take on Talia al Ghul. I love this take on Batman. I love that this is a Batman that's been doing it for so long and what that would do to somebody's body. Like, I love the scene when he goes to the doctor and the doctor's like, "There's no cartilage left in your knee. Like you did,
Yeah.
you're a dead man walking." I love the scenes of him in the pit and him having to climb out, and like I love the
Beautiful.
part about him it being that you have to let go essentially
Yeah.
by untying the rope and just give into faith. And I love that. I love the ending of this movie. I love the ending. I love
The ambiguousness of it.
yes, the ambiguousness of it. The scene where I know it's so dumb, but I love when Joseph Gordon-Levitt goes in there. You should go by your real name more, Robin. And then he goes in
your Christian name, I think,
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
she says. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Robin.
and he goes to the Batcave.
Did I lose my shit?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah.
It's
I lost my shit in the theaters when I saw that, and then like
Yeah.
as I thought back on it, I was like,
What?
"Me, really? Why did you do that?"
Man, I love so much. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character so much. in
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Me
And I think
too.
it's so like if anybody was going to continue on the legacy of Batman in this universe, I'd want it to be him. Lucius Fox in this movie is great. Gordon in this movie is great. That fucking scene where Blake goes into the hospital and he's like clearing all the floors, and then he walks in the room and Gordon's just got a fucking gun to his head and he's like, you check your corners, rookie, or whatever. I think this movie is great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's all
agree.
right. I like it. I just feel like it was definitely the weakest of them all, and you could feel how Nolan had to almost scramble to change the story because his original plan was to have the Joker in it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so you could feel that throughout it.
Yep.
Do I like it? Sure. Yeah. It
But the
might
Scarecrow scene.
make my top 15. I don't know. But yeah.
The Scarecrow scene, though.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, Scarecrow, it was
Scarecrow.
Cillian Murphy, right?
Killing Murphy.
Yeah.
Dude, he was solid
So
throughout
good.
that whole trilogy.
Yeah,
man.
he was.
Yeah, he was great throughout that whole thing. Yeah. All right. Is it my turn?
Well, Sarah, did you have anything you want to say about The Dark Knight Rises?
Everything you said to add, I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, so I just love I love this movie. And I
Fair
really
enough.
like the opening scene with the plane and with
Oh yeah, that
Oh, I like
plane
that scene
scene
is great.
is great.
You can't understand what's
fire-
happening. I think they fixed it now, but
Yeah.
it's great.
As somebody who absolutely loves the character of Bane, I was disappointed by how far they deviated. But what he did with it was interesting, at least. So
He's
I'll
huge.
give him
He's
that.
massive.
Yeah, buddy. I don't remember what he said. Your spirit, your buddy.
The one thing that
so good.
annoyed me is that they did not utilize the venom in any way. That wasn't
No.
a thing. And really, all they had to do was make it aerosol.
Yeah.
Because he had that whole thing. He could have just like put a little cartridge in, hit it. You'd see a little tiny bit of green mist as it kind of goes in,
Yeah.
and then boom, he could be jacked up. And I would have been way more happy with that.
Mm.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like you can make it realistic by it being some sort of like jacked up steroid adrenaline mix or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Nolan could still have his realistic Batman movie. But
Yeah. Well, what's next?
Josh, number
No,
five.
Number five? Number
my
five.
number 5 is Wonder Woman, the first one.
Bump!
Okay, we're still bumping it. All right, Mike, what's your number 5?
Wonder Woman 84.
All right, does anybody else have that?
Nope.
Wow.
Okay, Mike, go for it.
He's a, wow.
I'm not a hater, but
I'm not a hater either.
it was not top.
I've
10
seen this
material.
film the most out of all the DC films I've seen recently.
Wow.
I watched it over and over because here's one thing: the soundtrack's okay, but I would like to improve it with more 80s music. That's why I made my own mixtape for it. I made a list of songs accurate to the time of when the movie is set.
I would expect nothing less of you.
So
Mike mixtape.
I just made this list, and I was like, I kept watching the movie over and over just to find certain scenes, like what would fit a song for that character, what would fit for that. I only do that because I was just like, it's so perfect. But I love it's set in 1984. I love how Wonder Woman's doing her thing still, just and then you get two villains. You got Cheetah, played by Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig's okay. She's the typical, geeky character that becomes a villain.
Yeah.
Just like
I mean, it's a
DC
classic 80s trope of like the geeky character kind of becoming.
That's what I love about this
shell.
film is that it takes the 80s tropes full on. It makes it an 80s film in itself. You can actually imagine this being in the 80s. I was like, they did this so well. I love how, the one kind of diss is how they brought Steve Trevor back, which is like,
it's a bit problematic when you think about it.
They could have done it so much better.
You tell me that this stone can do all this other shit, but it couldn't just bring back Steve Trevor? Like,
apparently not.
Him.
I like.
He had to randomly go into some other dude. Like, it was a weird. It was a weird choice.
Weird.
It was.
You could feel that there were 3 screenwriters on this movie. Because of that stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I still love every second of it. Just like the acting's still great.
There's some awesome stuff. Like when that scene where she learns to fly is fantastic.
Oh, beautiful.
The scene in the airplane with her and Steve is great.
Like, you see the fireworks in the distance. It's like
awesome. That's
so good. I love it.
And I actually like their explanation on how she gets the invisible, like how she can make it invisible. I think it was a good explanation. I don't know.
It was perfect. I love it. I loved it bits.
I really loved this movie when I watched it when it came out. The only reason it's not higher on my list is because when I went back to reflect on the movie, it had not stuck with me nearly as well as any of the rest of the movies on my list. I just remember all these other movies and they stick with me so much more than 1984 did.
Yeah. I have one last thing I want to say about it.
Yes.
It was good, but it could be better.
Yeah, there you go. This is the way. All right, Sarah, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is the original Wonder Woman.
Okay.
All right. Is anybody else bumping that?
It was number 5 on mine, so.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
All right. I just want to say that I did not have a chance to rewatch this film. The last time I saw this movie was in the theaters. So it might not hold up as well. But the reason why it's so high up for me is because I had no expectations going into this movie. I thought all the trailers looked terrible. I did not want to see this movie at all. I have kind of an issue. I mean, Shawn said it earlier. Apparently, I hate women. I have an issue with the way that Hollywood is trying to portray these like strong female characters. And in the trailers, I was like, I'm not going to like this movie. I went and saw it against my better judgment with one of my best friends. And I remember we're sitting there in the perfect. I remember we were sitting there in the PAC theater. I think it was opening weekend. And watching this movie, I forget what point it was, but I think it was the part when she's on the boat, when she's leaving the mascara and she's talking to Steve Trevor about like love and like all this different stuff, that it hit me. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm watching a movie that is all about like women. That's a woman led superhero movie that's made for me, and I just start crying, which is now normal. But I was like, I didn't know that I needed this. Like, I did not know that this was something that I needed to see, was these strong female characters, and see Gal Gadot's performance of this girl who like is a fish out of water, is going into this world that's unknown to her with such like childlike like wonderment at everything. And it was just like her performance was beautiful to me. I love her as Wonder Woman. I love her as Diana. And the movie shocked me. Like, it was just really good. The trench scene is still
one of my
incredible.
It is. It's so good.
We all know like the third act like kind of falls apart, but I mean, it's still good.
A lot
it's
of
still great.
Movies do.
Yeah, they all do. I still gets me emotional, which we'll talk about. But yeah, that's why it's number 4 on my list.
Yeah, I agree with everything, because this was my number 5. I also want to point out that score, particularly her theme, the Wonder Woman actual theme, is incredible. It is one of the best things that came out of this whole DCEU. It's amazing, and I absolutely love that. Yeah.
I want to say I had a really similar experience to you, Sarah, where I didn't see the movie in theaters at first. For me, I hated Batman vs Superman and I hated Suicide Squad, and so when Wonder Woman came out, I was like, I don't care. I'm not.
Yeah.
I didn't go see it. Until they did a double feature for opening night of Justice League, where I went and I saw Wonder Woman and Justice League back to back.
Oh wow!
I actually liked Justice League more my first time watching it because I was riding the high of Wonder Woman right before it. Like I loved Wonder Woman so much that I got into Justice League directly after, and I was like, man, this movie was actually pretty good. And then I went back and I was like, ooh, no, it wasn't. I just really liked the first movie I saw that night. But everything else you said, I echo completely.
All right, nice.
Josh. Or no, I think it's me. It's me.
Yeah.
Sorry, really quick. Lego Batman movie.
Lego Batman?
No, Lego Batman movie.
Oh.
It was on my honorable mention. It got bumped off Sarah's list.
Nobody? Okay.
Wow, that's so high. Number 4.
I don't think I've had more fun in a DC movie ever.
Dude, it's fantastic.
It
was
my number 10 until we talked about about Snyder Cut stuff.
I think it perfect. Like, I think it's the best Batman movie. Like, in terms of capturing who Batman is and the larger universe of Batman, I think it does a really good job capturing it in a way that the live action movies could never do in one movie because it'd be too much. But the way it captures Gotham and all the side characters and all the villains and all I think it's so good. I think it's a love letter to Batman.
Oh, absolutely. Will Arnett is brilliant in that role. It's fantastic.
So Michael Cera as Robin is so good. Perfect. So perfect.
He's so good. And getting Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum as Green Lantern and Superman is fantastic to me, because they continue that that Jump Street banter with those characters in it, and it's because they did the same thing in the Lego movie with those two, and it was hilarious, and I love that. But real quick, Shawn, I totally appreciate your love for it, but it's not even the best animated Batman movie. I'm just putting that out there.
Oh no, you're right. I got caught up.
Yeah, you jumped ahead.
Batman Under the Red Hood is the best.
That's not true. That's not true either, though. It's close.
No, it is true, but it's okay.
No. You'll find out why soon enough.
Oh my God. Oh, you have Mask of the Phantasm on your list, don't you?
Wow, spoiler!
Oh, I see what's
spoilers!
Happening. All right, Josh. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Man of Steel.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this movie. Now, this is where I was saying that I might get some hate from other DC fans, because neither of the Christopher Reeves, like the original 2, are on my list. Superman 2 was on my list for a little bit, but it wound up getting
Dude, what
bumped
about 3 and
off.
4?
Those are, I mean, 3. Okay, 3 is kind of like. It's kind of like Batman Forever, Batman and Robin type of area where it's bad yet good, and 4 is just garbage.
Yeah,
it's just garbage.
Man, but
and I rewatched the first 2 not that long ago, and they're great, but they never hit me the same way as a lot of these other movies did. Like my brother's obsessed with them. He loves them, but it never hit me that way. Man of Steel, however, did. So like those original movies, that's the Superman from like the Silver Age. That's the 60s and 70s Superman, right, where he's like jolly gum and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Zack Snyder's Superman, the Man of Steel, that is modern day Superman. Mm-hmm. That darkness, that angst, that he's fighting within himself to be the person that he thinks everybody wants him to be. And that's what I loved about it, because we've never seen that version on screen ever.
Yeah.
And Snyder was willing to take that chance, and it didn't work for everybody, and I understand that. But it worked for me quite a bit. I love, and I wish we had been able to get a Superman sequel before a Batman v Superman. That would have been ideal, but I understand he had this weird vision. Okay, sure. Didn't work out in the end anyways. And they still should have a fucking Henry Cavill is fantastic as Superman.
It's crazy that I don't understand how they didn't bring him. I don't understand. Yeah.
The fact that they're kind of letting him just slip away is
I don't even fucking like that movie, and he's the best part about. I don't. Mm-hmm. He's not a bad Superman. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my number 4.
All right.
Mr. Mike.
We are on to Mike. What is number 4 for you?
Birds of Prey.
Bump.
Birds of Prey. Bump.
Oh.
Ooh. All right.
Damn.
Sarah,
3.
What's your number 3? Yes.
My number 3 is Shazam.
All right. That was in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I think that is finally time to talk about it.
Sweet.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to start the charge. I hated this movie the first time I saw it.
Wow.
I thought this movie was terrible.
What did you hate about it? I'm really curious, because then I want to hear how it changed.
Yes. Here's the thing. Here's what I've realized is that expectations definitely ruins the movie, and depending on, I don't know what was going on in my life. I think I was really tired. When we saw it for the first time, I think it came out when my husband just got done boot camp, and we the next day we came home from that. So we were extremely exhausted. So I think that really tainted my viewing because I was so tired. But I just remember being this wasn't that funny, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I didn't like the villain, which now I go back on that. I didn't like it. It seemed, I don't know. There's just a lot of things I didn't really like about it. And I kind of wrote it off. And then I recently, in December, for my 150 movies I was trying to watch, I was like, okay, I'm going to rewatch Shazam because everyone loves this movie. It's set in Philly, so I have to, kind of like this movie. So I just decided to rewatch it. And this movie is really good. It's really, really good. I love Zachary Levi is so good. I love Mark Strong. He's one of my favorite actors.
He's great.
Great actor.
He is so good. I didn't like what he was doing at first. I don't know. It was just really the 7 deadly sins scene when they're eating the people was just too much for me.
Dude, that boardroom scene was awesome.
Yeah, I did not like it. I was like, this is awful.
It was so classic horror for me. And
you could see
David F. Sandberg is so good at that. That's my favorite part of the movie.
I love the kids. The one kid from It, Jack something.
Jack Dylan Glazer.
Yes, it's really good. The story's great. The family is great. I think what really I didn't like what, and I still don't really like, is the mom really bought his real
bitch.
mom. That whole scene, I remember watching it and
Yeah.
being so mad and being like, what kind of mother would, but like, it took me completely out of the movie for me. Like, I was like, this is stupid. This is ridiculous. Like, what mom is going to do this? Like, this is so dumb.
That's the thing. People do. That's the problem. It is real.
I think rewatching
it
I
really
was like,
helped to push that idea of family that's not blood when it comes into the end of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
that scene is one of the big reasons that for a long time this was one of my favorite DC movies. It's gone down on the list a bit since, but I mean, that was the first time. I think that was the first time in a DC movie where I like cried in the theater. Like watching that scene where he goes to see his mom.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking.
I was in tears in the theater. I think it was the first time a DC movie like moved me to that extent. And I love all the side. I think it's really funny. I think Zachary Levi's great. I love the entire extended family. I'm so excited for the sequel. That shot they showed, or that picture they showed of all of them in their new suits. I'm very excited. I love Shazam.
Agree.
all right.
My number 3 is Birds of Prey.
Bump.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Oh wow! Damn.
Josh, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Batman Begins.
What was my number 3?
Oh, it's your
Woo!
number 3 as well. All right, let's talk about
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
All right, yeah. This to me is the best of that trilogy.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
I agree.
It is an amazing origin for Batman. Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul is, even though he ain't Middle Eastern, it's a
still
fantastic. He does such a good job.
such a good job.
What they did with I don't actually remember if they called it the League of was it the League of Shadows in the movie? Is that what they called it?
Yeah, the League
Yeah.
of
Because
Shadows.
it's in the comics.
I
It's
just
the League of,
rewatched it
it's
last
the League of
night.
Assassins.
League of Shadows.
Is fantastic. Everything that they did in that, I absolutely love. It's the best, one of the best origin stories that we've gotten.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, though, Mike.
Also, the Scarecrow, Cillian Murphy, like we mentioned.
Dude.
Dark Knight
God,
Rises.
Yeah,
so good.
he is
I
so
love the
good in that
Scarecrow
whole
in this
trilogy.
film. It's so
Yeah.
So scary.
Oh, it's so good. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of the best Batman movies in my opinion. It's so underrated. Nobody ever like talks about it, apparently. But with us, it's pretty cool. It's this high up.
It gets overshadowed by The Dark Knight, which
It
is a
does,
great
and
movie, but
and
it gets overshadowed.
The reason why I don't have the other two on my list is because Batman Begins is always the one for me because I love the origin of Batman. I love the relationship that Bruce has in the film. Katie Holmes is not bad in this film. I love Katie Holmes. I don't know why they recast her in Dark Knight Rises. It was weird seeing Megan Gyllenhaal playing that role. I'm like, why? She was just fine in the first film. The action's great, and it's like I go to the Batman Begins a lot more so than Dark Knight or Rises.
Yeah,
every time I watch Batman Begins, I love it more and more. I could see a day where I think it's very close to beating out on my list, it's literally right below Dark Knight Rises. So I could see a day very soon where I sit down and watch these movies and go, you know what? Batman Begins is now my second favorite of the trilogy. And I could see, like, if the trend continues, I could see it eventually becoming my favorite. I think, like Mike said, this movie is underrated. And I don't think that it can be understated how important it was to the overall trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, we would not have gotten
it's important
any of the
for
rest of
Batman
it
in general
without it.
because we got the dark period between Batman and Robin until Batman Begins. And when Christopher Nolan did for Batman, it just boomed. And that's where the dark and gritty remakes
And superhero movies.
And superhero,
I would say too.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what the dark period was between 2005 until Batman and Robin. It was just like there's nothing for superhero movies until
I don't know, Spider-Man, X-Men.
True, that's Marvel though. That's Marvel though. DC's a little bit different.
Yeah, but I feel like he even made them more serious and more grounded than like
Iron Man is definitely more like Batman Begins.
I mean, it's because Schumacher killed the DC franchise.
Exactly.
He did. That happened, and it just died. I feel like DC was probably prepared to just not do anything for a long time. They really were, and it took them a bit because this one came out in 2005, right?
2005, yes, great year.
We're talking like 7 years before they did anything of any substance. You know,
Man,
Wow.
I love the aesthetic of Gotham in this movie.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
wish they'd stuck with the look of Gotham in this movie throughout the whole trilogy, to be honest.
Yeah, they filmed on I think it was Pinewood Studios or something. It wasn't set in any city. It was just all on set.
Oh,
Um,
really?
Dark Knight is like Chicago, which I didn't like Gotham as Chicago, to be honest.
I
It was
don't
just
mind it.
yeah, it's okay, but it should
I
be
thought it
New
was
York.
Pittsburgh.
It really should.
Pittsburgh. Which one's is Rise
Um,
Pittsburgh? One of them's Pittsburgh, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Rise then if you're
I
thinking
think it's
of that,
Rise.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the stadium,
wish
because the
they'd all
stadium is the
been-
Pittsburgh Stadium.
Yep.
I wish it all been that kind of look that Begins
Mhm.
has, where
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like any real world city.
Yeah.
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 Wait,
And then
hi-
and the way they ended it, man. That
God.
that
the
teaser
Joker?
with the
Yes.
Joker
The
card.
cards.
Yes.
so good.
It was a
Very good.
perfect
Mwah.
teaser.
Just a kiss
Yeah,
at
it
the
was-
end. Just
I
perfect.
guess it's a hot take. I think Christian Bale is the best Batman and Bruce Wayne.
My
so-
number
He's-
2.
he's the
Yeah.
best Bruce Wayne, to be honest. He's the
I
best
don't like
Bruce
his
Wayne.
Batman that much.
What I
Yeah.
love,
Bruce
well,
Wayne.
except for like Batman Begins, he doesn't do that. He just talks in his normal
Where are the
voice.
drugs?
I don't
going?
even
was
think
like, what's
he's
happening?
the best Bruce Wayne. Like-
Oh no, I think Ben Affleck.
He does not play the playboy the way Bruce Wayne should be.
Mm.
I
We
think
get
Ben
that with
Affleck's the best
Affleck.
Bruce
You get
Yeah.
that. He's got that. He's got the charisma for it.
Okay.
Like
I
I
think
love
he's still good though. I think he's a
Bale-
He's my
Bale is
favorite.
great.
Bale's my favorite.
Bale's a great actor, but his charisma is not in that. He doesn't have that kind of charisma.
He's a lot
You know
more
what I mean?
eccentric
Right.
in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He plays it more like Keaton does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Keaton's not the
okay.
playboy either.
Mm-mm,
Hmm, all right.
not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. So
Poor Sarah.
I'm
Sarah,
so,
what's your number
so
2?
tired. Number
Number two,
two
Sarah.
is Birds of Prey.
All right. Is anybody bumping it?
mine was
think
in. I had it in
No.
all honorable
All right.
mentions. So
Sarah,
I
tell us
might
about Birds of
have
Prey.
Okay, I liked this movie the first time I watched it, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I did not like the Ian McGregor's character the first
Oh my
time
God,
at all.
He's so good.
I
love him,
at
yeah.
all. I did not like him. He was not the way I thought he was going to be in my own head. Whatever. So I rewatched
Black Mask
this movie.
is my favorite comic book villain, and I loved what he did. However, the Black Mask and Batwoman, just putting this out there, better. Just saying.
Oh,
Putting
in
that in
the in the show.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that show.
Okay.
Well, okay, so I rewatched the movie yesterday, and the whole time I'm rewatching it, I'm like, oh, this movie is amazing. This is exactly up my alley. I love the weird, not linear storytelling of it.
Yep.
Harley Quinn's
Yep.
accent bothers the shit out of me, but it's not as bad in the Suicide Squad. I don't know what
No, yeah.
she's doing in this movie,
James
but by the
Gunn.
end of it, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
I think he had her tone it down a bit.
Oh my god, it
Is
is out of control. I love everything about this movie. I love the music, the editing, the story.
Yep.
I can't watch the scene where they cut the faces off. I can't do it. I have to
Oh.
skip it. It's so brutal. Black Mass, Roman something?
Roman Sionis.
Sionis,
He's my
yes.
second favorite DC movie. villain
Literally
behind
scares the
Heath
shit
Ledger's
out of
Joker.
me. Ian McGregor is super underrated. I think people are now realizing how talented he
Mhm.
is. He is so fucking good in this movie. It's terrifying. The scene at the club where he's like, "Are they laughing at me?" and then he just starts
Oh,
yelling at the
God.
girl is terrifying. Like
Yeah.
all the side characters are great. I love Black Canary and
Chris Messina as
yes.
as Zaz.
Oh yeah.
yes, it's
Are they
the
laughing
little
at
the
me?
girl.
Yeah, they're laughing at you. Like
Is
oh,
so the little what's her name? Cassandra.
God.
That's her
Cassandra
name,
Cain.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
she is so good. Yeah, this movie's great and I love it.
Are you looking forward to the Black Canary? Because they announced the Black Canary series
Yes.
for
Oh,
HBO Max.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
so excited.
yes. 10
She's
times
great.
yes.
She's probably
She
my
is
favorite
super great.
part of the movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
My favorite
and
part's
Huntress. I love
but
Huntress. I love
Huntress-
how
Huntress is
awkward
amazing
Huntress
in the film.
is.
But the greatest love story of all in the film is Harley
the
with
sandwich.
the A sandwich at the
That
beginning.
sandwich.
That
Also-
sandwich.
Also, her hyena. Yes.
Ryan is great.
Bruce.
I think
Bruce.
I think it
love
has
the
some
hyena.
of the most creative fight sequences of any DC movie.
Yes.
No, I think it has the most creative
yeah.
fight sequences of any DC movie.
Mhm.
When she's on the roller skates in the like
that
fun
one,
house.
the water, the fight in the prison cells with all the water.
Oh,
and like
Yes.
my
with all
God.
the color in the police raid. I think it has some of the best. No, I think it is the best fight sequences in any DC movie. It was my number 2 favorite DC movie until another movie came out this year.
Huh?
All right.
So
With-
tease.
said
For
character.
me-
Ooh.
But yes, that's my
Because-
number 2.
All
Oh, do you
right.
guys have anything else you guys want to say about Birds of Prey before I give mine?
I think she covered
Alright.
it. Yeah.
Covered it.
Caca.
My number 2 is the Suicide Squad. Because as you all know, no one likes to show off unless what they're showing off is fucking dope.
Yes.
That movie, we talk about turning a shithole around. That movie, I was upset when Captain. Oh, can we spoilers?
Spoilers.
Can we talk about spoilers? Okay, I was upset when fucking Captain Boomerang died.
Dude,
He
oh
died
my
like
God, I'm
5
so-
minutes in.
I'm so
I was
mad.
upset. And then at the end of the movie, I fucking Suicide Squad don't give a shit about any of the characters in that movie, really, except for Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. I cried when Rick Flag died in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
same.
I
Rick
fucking love it. Fucking John Cena. John Cena's people.
Dude,
I'm
he's
so excited.
hate it.
incredible
Hate it.
in that fucking
He's
movie.
so
Yeah.
fucking. I would eat. If this bitch was covered with dicks and they said I had to eat all of them for freedom, I'd eat every single one. What's the other one he says? He says, I love freedom. I don't care how many men, women, and children I have to kill to get it. He's so good.
I love that line.
Ratcatcher 2.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Oh.
Yeah.
God. I'm a fucking superhero with Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
Just.
Polka Dot Man's my favorite.
Yeah, dude, he was
Milton
fantastic.
died.
Yep.
Milton, like
Who
I
the
just
fuck is Milton?
fucking that movie. Starro. I can't
Starro
believe.
was
Starro.
incredibly done.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
it was.
I fucking went to the movie theater this year and I saw Starro, the giant fucking
Alien starfish.
alien starfish on the big
screen.
screen, and
Yeah.
I went, yeah,
As
this
it meant
works
to be.
perfect. This is perfect.
The effects for it were incredible.
Yeah, it's
You know, we talked about what was it? Was it Cinderella? We were talking
Cinderella
about
has terrible
from what
effects,
6
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
With just on a little mouse, terrible.
Yeah.
2021, we get giant fucking alien starfish,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, I'll believe that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is
amazing.
going on here? Yeah, it was incredible. I love
There's
that
not-
movie.
I can't.
It'll
think of a single
if
bad
I
thing
when
about it.
I have to I want to watch it again. It'll probably go up my list when I watch it again. I'll be honest.
Yeah, mine too.
I've seen it twice so far, and the second time I enjoyed it more than the first time.
with you. Nice. All right.
I want to watch
All
it.
right,
again.
Josh, what's your number 2?
My number 2, I'm assuming, is not on any of your lists because it hasn't come up yet, and that's V for Vendetta.
No.
No.
I fucking love this movie. Hugo Weaving is incredible. It's not often where you can be behind a mask and still bring the performance like that. We saw it with Carl Urban in Dread. We
Right.
got it here. There's not very many others that you get it in. And Natalie Portman was stellar in this. I've watched this movie so many fucking times. It is an incredible just piece of filmmaking. I was a little shocked that none of you had it on your list at all. Not even anywhere.
I need to rewatch it.
Ah, you're killing me, Sean. What about you, Mike? Have you seen it? No.
I said it, yeah.
I
I
have
got a
seen
chance.
it, which might
You
be
have? Yeah,
worse.
at least you
I
have.
have seen it. I need to rewatch it. It's one of my husband's favorite movies. So I definitely need.
Is
to
he
rewatch
home
it.
right now? Get him to
He's
talk
asleep,
about it.
but he
Ah.
he loves this movie. I'm gonna be honest. The first time I watched it, I did not really understand it.
Oh, I get
And
it.
he's real, like he understands a lot. He's smarter than I am, so he was like explained a lot of it to me.
And
I
I
was
think
like,
in
this is
the
why this movie's important, and I was like, okay.
in the climate that we've been in, it really
Yeah.
it holds a stronger message
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and everything we've been going through
I'm aware of
over the last couple of years, politically, at least. It's definitely kind of pushed a bit more into the forefront of my mind. So yeah, I love that movie so much. I knew right away. I was like, V's gonna be right up top, within the top 3. I knew that. I knew that right away.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Mike,
Good
All right.
choice. Number
What's your number
2.
I have a prop for this. Thank God.
oh,
Constantine.
Nice.
Number 2.
It was on my original list of 17 total. It was in there.
what?
7.
Wait, with Keanu Reeves?
Yes,
Yeah, man.
I love this.
That's a solid
movie.
flick, yo.
I have it on DVD.
Number 2?
Yes, I love.
Yeah. I mean, number
Constantine.
2 is a little questionable,
I
but
love Constantine. And Keanu Reeves.
Above Birds of Prey and the
Yes.
Suicide Squad?
I just
And
watched
Dark
it.
Knight, right? Or is Dark
Oh, he hasn't given Dark Knight yet, but still might be number 1. We
Batman
don't know yet.
Begins.
I don't know. Part of me is hoping he doesn't even have Dark Knight.
Me too.
kinda
I'm really hoping as well.
I really hope it's like Green Lantern. or
His
something.
number 1's gonna be like not Catwoman, like Supergirl from like the 70s or whenever it came out, the 80s, something like
I
that,
hope so.
something
I
weird.
fucking hope so.
Constantine.
The 2011
Talk
Green
about
Lantern
Constantine.
movie.
I love
Yeah.
Constantine because Keanu Reeves does a great job at his own version of Constantine. Like, he's a badass in this film. You don't get an origin. You just see him in action right away in the first part. He just jumps in trying to take care of an exorcist with the demon inside of a girl with the mirror.
I will say this: I'm glad he didn't try to be an English person, try to do an English accent.
Yeah.
No.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Why am I surprised by all of this?
I don't know.
I
Why
shouldn't
are you-
be.
you
This
shouldn't be
is so
surprised.
on brand.
It is.
But it caught me so off
Yo,
guard.
Tilda Swinton.
Yes, Tilda
Come
Swinton's
on,
Gabriel,
man.
and that twist at the end. Oh my god, that twist just keeps blowing me away with, and it's just
Sarah,
like, I
Yeah,
didn't
there's
say what it
some
was.
Never
damn
seen
cool effects in that movie
Yes,
too.
yes. I love how the world building and how like the demons and heaven and hell and it just like
Yeah.
and Shia LaBeouf is in this film too. He does
It's
a
true.
great smaller part in this.
You
he's
sold me.
Yo, and this was back when like smoking
It's
in a
Shia
movie
LaBeouf.
was acceptable.
Yeah.
It's
Shia
It's
like
like
it's
also
not like
2005 people. This came out the
Yeah.
same year as Batman
I'm
Begins.
tired,
So-
Grandpa.
That's
It's
true.
Too damn bad.
I quote that every day at work. I'm gonna be honest.
Too damn
No.
bad.
It
I'm
is.
tired of this grandpa.
And I also hear they're working on a sequel now. Like I'm excited to see what they're doing now with this because I heard they're doing a sequel to this.
I don't know if that's legit, but we'll
But
see.
it's murmurings, it's little rumors, but I'm excited. So I love Constantine.
I'm sure we
Wow.
will see another live action version of Constantine.
On the big screen.
They're
Are they
ending.
doing?
They're ending the Legends of Tomorrow version, and he's leaving the show. Well,
Sure
Are they
that
doing
character,
Dark.
that character is leaving. Yeah, like that's been in the works for a while, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
be shocked if they introduce. And I feel like that might be why the character of Constantine is
Yeah.
leaving Legends. It's because they want to bring him into the fold
Yeah.
for the.
That's
for the
why
film.
Flash is ending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Supergirl also.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why. Yeah.
yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
Sarah,
you know
what's
what?
your number-
I like your pick, Mike. Solid.
Thank you.
It wouldn't be one of these without an out of left field number 2 pick from Mike. Sarah, what's your number 1?
Well, my number 1 is a movie I didn't realize qualified for this list until the beginning of this and shifted everything.
There we go.
Is Stardust
How
by
is Stardust
Matthew
about to? How is that
Matthew Vaughn. This is honestly one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I'm obsessed with this movie. I think it's super underrated. This movie is so good. It's so campy. I love it. Mark Strong makes another appearance. Is so good. We got Daredevil, Charlie Cox, Claire Danes, Henry Cavill. You know, everyone that all these DC people show up in this movie, okay? Sienna Miller, Ricky Gervais, Robert De Niro as a gay pirate man.
Yep.
This movie,
This is so
okay.
on brand. Why am I surprised?
I don't know. After the Constantine thing, you shouldn't be surprised anymore.
I know.
Ma-
you
Michelle
all are gonna
Pfeiffer.
be.
This
fucked up when you find out what this just did.
Mr. Weasley shows up for this movie. Peter O'Toole. Okay, anyway, this movie is so good. Prince Caspian himself for a quick cameo.
You mean the Darkling?
I love this movie. It is so fun. It's adventure. It's like it has this adventure. It has weird magic. It has a great score. It's shot really nice. I don't know what else I can say. It's a little weird, but I'm obsessed with it. So
yeah, no, it's great. I remember the first time I watched it, I loved it, and then nobody knew about this movie for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Like
No
I would
one
bring it up
talks
to
about
people. I would bring it up to people and like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, so it was always one of those movies where I would just kind of bring it up to suggest it to people to go watch this movie because
it's good. It's got everything. It's got magic. It's got stars, killing animals.
And you didn't cry during that? Come on, killing animals.
I have a really hard time when they kill the animals. I'm not gonna lie. I have to kind of fast forward. Charlie Cox is just so good. And I think this is the first thing I saw him in, and then when he got cast as Daredevil, I was like, the Stardust guy. Like, I love him.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, you're welcome, Shawn. Shawn, what's your number one?
Sean's coming in hot with Catwoman.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Catwoman. Here it comes. No. My number one is Teen Titans. Let's go to the movies. No, it's
you didn't even get the title right.
Is that not what it is?
No, it's just Teen Titans Go to the movies. There's no let's.
Let's go, Pikachu.
Let's go to the
my number
mall.
one is The Dark Knight.
Today. Yes, I assumed it was going to be that.
Mike, this is your number one as well, right? Mike, is The Dark Knight not even on your list?
I said. Listen,
he said it was going to make people mad.
Rerun the tape. I said the other two Batman films are not on the list because I love Batman Begins more.
Yeah, he did say that. That's right.
Wow, that makes the Constantine thing even better.
He dropped a spoiler without people even
didn't
noticing.
even notice when I was talking about Batman Begins. I said the other two are not on my
What
list.
Okay, we'll get to it. Well, fucking.
Okay, Josh, what did you rank Dark Knight? Is that number one?
No, it was 6.
6.
Oh, I have a movie that.
I have 7.
Well,
anyway, go ahead.
Dark Knight is a perfect movie in my opinion. It's a movie that, much like very few movies, but like this movie and The Last Jedi are both movies that no matter anytime,
we always gotta talk about Last Jedi.
No matter how
Sean loves a second chapter of a trilogy.
I do. As you can see, I really liked Crimes of Grindelwald. Anyways,
Crimes of Grindelwald, Human Centipede 2. You know he loves them all.
But Dark Knight is a movie I can put on at any time, and I'll sit down and I'm immediately invested. Doesn't matter what mood I'm in. It doesn't matter anything. Any scenario I could throw on The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger is one of my favorite performances in a movie ever.
That's true.
I love fucking who plays Harvey Dent in this movie?
Aaron Eckhart.
Eckhart.
Guy Pearce. Nope. Nope. The other one.
Guy Pearce, wasn't that the guy from Iron Man 3?
Yeah.
Isn't that the other Mandarin?
Yeah.
I love Aaron Eckhart as as Two-Face.
Yeah.
I love fucking Commissioner Gordon. The interrogation. For me, it's a perfect movie. There's not a moment of it that I would not watch it any second at any time, no matter how I feel.
Fair enough. I do love this movie. I think Batman Begins has a stronger overall story.
I agree.
You know, Batman or The Dark Knight is littered with amazing performances, great visuals, and that's fantastic. And it has a good story. But the Batman Begins just trumps that as far as story goes. But again, it was number 6 on my list, so I still obviously love this movie. And I agree. I do agree that Heath Ledger is fantastic.
He is.
And I would have loved to have seen both him and Aaron Eckhart return for Rises and see where that story would have progressed to, had they been, able to do that. But it's fantastic. I do understand why it's a lot of people's favorites. I get it.
Same.
It's just not mine. Yeah.
I just
All right,
think
Josh.
it's a little overrated.
Yeah, well, Mike, you can fucking get out of here with Constantine as your number 2. So, Josh, what's your number 1?
Mine we technically spoiled earlier. It is Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, the best animated DC film, the best animated,
the first
animated superhero film of any
universe films.
Yes, it is just fantastic. Batman the Animated Series was a transcendent show that it's what got me into comics, not just Batman. And what they did with this film, most of the time you get movies, especially ones that are based on like animated shows, they're not that good. They're really not. I've seen a lot of them. I have a kid. I've seen a lot of them. But what they were able to do in this movie was just incredible. I don't know if you guys, how many of you have seen this, but no.
I have not seen it since I was a little kid.
Okay.
So I think if I watch it again, it might have gone up higher.
I highly recommend it if you're a fan of the, especially if you're a fan of the series, but even if you're not, the character of the Phantasm is just fantastic. I'm not going to give spoilers.
Right.
If any of you wind up going and seeing it at all, I don't want to ruin that, but it's fantastic. And it is top tier over here. And that's all I got to say about that. Mike,
take us home, you.
Oh, come on, man.
I gotta know.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to find out.
I'm actually so disappointed at all of you. All of you, I'm so disappointed because you didn't talk about or mention this masterpiece of a film.
Oh, no.
Road to Perdition.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it.
Because I saw it on the list. I was like, I've heard it's super, super
Road
good.
To Perdition.
I have not seen it.
Went to number 1 right away because I watched it for the first time for this fucking list, and I was blown away. Blown the fuck away. Sam Mendes directing this film. Tom Hanks in this film. You got Daniel Craig in this film, Shawn. Daniel Craig's in this film.
I'm not a massive Daniel Craig fan. I just like him in Knives Out.
Jude.
I do declare.
Daniel Craig does play as some. He has like an accent in this film too. So if you want to see him do another accent, go for it.
Gotta watch it.
Jude Law's in this film playing the antagonist of the film. He's actually really creepy in this film, and it's Paul Newman's. It's also Paul Newman's last live action role. If you know Paul Newman.
Okay.
And it's,
I didn't know that.
Yes. Set in the 1930s during the Great Depression. It follows Tom Hanks and his family because Tom Hanks is a mob enforcer. And it's actually a father-son story, Sarah. You'll love it.
I love a good father-son
story. Yes. Actually,
the son.
I got to get around to watching this movie.
It's on Hulu right now.
Is it?
It's on
okay.
Hulu. It's on Hulu right now.
Click.
That's where I found it. It's perfect. The son, by the way, is played by Tyler Hoechlin, the guy who plays Superman now.
Yeah, it's pronounced Hecklin.
Hecklin.
He's
Okay.
so good.
So,
it's funny because I was looking. I was like, why does he look so darn familiar? I'm like, that's Superman.
Yeah. He was in Teen Wolf, and then he went on to do Superman.
He voices Sephiroth in the Final Fantasy VII remake.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I knew that. I knew that too.
Good in it. He's really good in it.
So
7 seconds till the end.
I love the whole story being set in the Great Depression. It loves the production design is gorgeous. In the 30s, in like Chicago area, it has the score is amazing. The cinematography is amazing. The cinematographer is an old fella. He actually worked with Paul Newman before, and this is both.
He's an old fella. I like
an
it.
old
Sorry.
fella.
Sorry,
Conrad Hall.
That was a
Conrad,
new
the
He was an
cinematographer
old
was
fella.
Conrad L. Hall. He worked with Paul Newman before, and this was his also last film, and it was very touching seeing Paul Newman, as he was like shooting the shots and stuff. And I was like, and there's one shot in the film that's like gorgeous, perfect. Paul Newman, boom. If you are a huge Paul Newman fan, like you'll like cry because it's his last role. No, the father-son story, it is through and through. I loved it. Actually, I'm actually interested in reading the comics based upon this damn movie. I'm intrigued by the premise alone, and this is a masterpiece. Hardcore masterpiece, and I can't believe it's based on an imprint of DC. It is just, I'm going to watch it again over and over for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's the same imprint as History of Violence.
Yes.
So they did a lot of interesting stuff in that imprint. So
yeah.
Y'all are fucking crazy. You guys have created such an interesting list for me to read off here. I can't even begin to tell you how much this is not how I thought this was going to go. And somehow, it's exactly how I thought it was going to go. And I had to make some executive decisions about placing things because I'm the only one that's impartial here. So,
Damn.
you'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
Can somebody give me a little drum roll? All right, number 10.
Nice.
Joker.
okay.
Okay.
Made
9
the list. I
points.
like it.
We got 9 points. It would have been higher if you fucking people hadn't gone crazy, because number 9 is Road to Perdition.
Yay!
What?
Yes.
Number 8
Wow.
is Stardust.
Wow.
And number 7 is Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Boom. Boom.
Because of how everything worked out, the 3 of them had to make the list. And because I'm the only one that did not have any of them, I decided what order they were going to go in.
Sure.
Wow.
Much
And it's
appreciated.
based entirely on, I've seen Batman Mask of the Phantasm, but I can't remember any of it. Stardust sounds cool. I don't know what the fuck Road to Perdition is. So it goes in the back. It goes at the bottom. 10, 9, 8, 7. All right. Number 6 is Shazam.
Okay.
Number 5 is Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Number 4 is The Dark Knight.
Wow.
Number
Okay.
3 is The Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Number 2 is Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Nice.
And number 1 is
Batman.
Batman Begins.
Wow.
Boom,
We did it!
Yes, we did it, folks. We gave some
all
highlights to
teamed
the
up.
best.
You
That's
all
pretty
teamed up to
good.
make Batman Begins the best.
How many
the
top
number
10
one.
DC lists are you going to see The Dark Knight that low? I'm just
many-
saying.
Yeah.
How many top 10 DC lists are you going to see Road to Perdition on?
And Stardust. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
because most people don't
exactly.
even know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're glad we
Joker
highlighted
was
those.
high. Joker was going to be like number 7 until you fucking weirdos put these movies. Back to the Phantasm, I get. But really, Stardust and Road to Perdition?
Watch Stardust and you'll know.
Watch Road to
it feels
Perdition,
like
you'll
a DC movie.
understand.
All right.
I guess
well,
I should say
anyways.
watch Mask of the Phantasm. You know, just because.
Anyways, Sarah, you want to take us home? You want to?
All
Tell us what you
right. That was a long show. Let's get out of here. It's time to go to bed or do whatever. Okay, Shawn, where can the people find you?
At Shawn_AFK, everything that I do is in my Twitter bio. And on this
Perfect.
network, pretty much every Wednesday when there's a Marvel show going. Actually, it's going to have to be Thursdays because I do not have time to watch the shows on Wednesday nights and also come and duo at a Marvel that same night. So it's going to have to be the next day.
Fair enough.
Okay, good to know. Mike, where can the people find and follow you?
Find and follow me always at Mike Mixtape on Twitter and Instagram, and everything I do is in my bio. A bunch of podcasts I do on my own network called Project Mixcast, which all the shows I have have their own Twitter accounts, which you can just check out over there. And I do a podcast with Shawn called Into the Grid, a Power Rangers podcast. Just definitely check that out as well. So that's all I got.
And Josh, our guest, thank you for coming. Thank you for
Of course.
not canceling us or firing anyone yet. Where can the people find to follow you?
You can find me on my personal page at JP Raynor. That's JPRAYNOR. I've also got a lot of different podcasts and shit going on as well. We talked about Last Call at McLaren's.
Mhm.
Check us out there at Last Call, HIMYM. I have a wrestling podcast with my brother. That's Off the Ropes, at Off the Ropes JJ. And check out, if you're into DC Comics, we were just talking about a bunch of them. I run a site called DC Comics News, so check that out at DC Comics News on all the socials.
And you can follow me on Twitter at SCBock, SSCABOCK. I do a fun little show called Go Get That Rose on the JCast network now. It's a it's a shit
It's
show.
a show.
It's a show. We talk about The Bachelor, and it's a lot of fun. And I kind of just appear whenever on the Marvel show. So yeah, I'm around.
Not invited to Hawkeye.
Wow, that's really rude.
Because you said you didn't like it.
Okay. Well,
She
that's
doesn't-
why I
Doesn't
should
like
be there
Haley Steinfeld, right?
to
Right?
be
Get the
impartial.
fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
And thank you, Shawn. Okay, until next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.